for McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. We're about to get the second prelim underway. Good bounce. Big Mumbles just parks himself under it. Ball to be won. They go to work, the Dogs, inside forward 50. It bounces in front of Boyd. Thought he might have been held. Dixon was held and then slung, holding the footy.
Too slow. Really good tackle. Nice and early.
Peter Shaw with a good tackle, Spud. It's going to be hot early.
Scully and Lockie Hunter on each other.
Less time normally, but the kick from Shaw not good. Johannesson left half forward flank. Takes the mark. Early stages. Second prelim. Winner takes on Sydney. Johannesson inside 50. Up was Dunkley, couldn't take the mark. Smith fires a handball to the former Dog. Griffin to Scully.
Scully just sits a high one up. Cameron hitting back. Hands on it early, couldn't take it. Lobb did. Gave it back to Green and then got it back. Lobb. Boot to ball. Long inside 50. The big general got out the back. Great defensive fist. Came from Boyd. And now Easton Wood. In fact, it's Hamling. Takes it out to be thrown in very deep.
Looks like Heath Shaw has gone to Dixon. So it's not I wouldn't say that's a sort of a tagging role.
No, but I get Dixon to try and walk him back towards the goal square then, Duck.
Every
Dixon
player in the forward half. Ward got a handball from Mumford. Puts the ball on the boot, goes towards the outer pocket. Good spoil by Hamling. Up against Patton. Ball goes out of bounds. 30 around from the Giants' goal. Early stages. Just over a minute play to this preliminary final. No score. 1.5 gone.
Patful on the package. Jake Stringer.
Inside forward 50 here for the Giants. Mumford. Little kick out of there. Wasn't 15. Good tackle laid on Dalhouse. It comes wide to Johannesson. Low drilling balls. Very nice to Boyd. Big Tommy at halfback out of side. Has to slow things down. Players flood past him. Handball to Johannesson. Johannesson down the line. And it was easily fisted away from Clay Smith. And out of play, out of side to be thrown in.
Sorry, JB. They just realised who Big Tom Boyd was there for a while. Just took him a little while to know that it was him before they gave him the booze.
Yep.
Couple gone.
You'll get him.
Shelby Power special comments. The King and Spud in the back row. 2 men on stats. JB Swatter and Liam Flanagan. Low ball. Nicely taken by Easton Wood. Had a quick look to switch. That option wasn't there. Chips the ball out wide. Johannesson's had a little bit of an ash.
Yeah, 4 touches, hard yakka.
This is a good one too. This time it is Clay Smith. Runs a bit of an arc. Left foot inside 50. Ball horrible.
Well, he had to hit Dixon up because guess who marked it? Heath Shaw, his direct opponent.
Kicked it straight over Dixon's head.
Yeah, that's a bad miss, JB.
The heater. Sort of between full and centre half back. Takes it and then distributes to Tomlinson. Tomlinson low and nice to Palmer, halfback. Broadcast side, he wants to go back again to Haynes, does so now. They want to switch. Haynes wants to bite something off, and then he goes back to Tomlinson, who's in all sorts of space. Had Scully on short, wants to pick one off instead, and it's too easy for Dev Smith.
Beautiful kick from
Uncontested
Tomlinson.
mark in the end.
Yeah, hands were good. Goes with a high ball. Patton to lock onto it, wedge between a couple. Roughhead. Reckon he really stepped up last week, Spud. Took a nice, good, strong hand mark. Got a handball off to Boyd. Squares it out wide to Picken. Pinging back between the 50s between these two teams. No score, 3.5 gone.
Picking short to Dalhouse. Defensive 50, Inc. That's short too. In fact, just the distance. Only just. And Roberts has it for the Dogs.
Both sides really protecting the corridor. Both sides have to go wide at the minute.
Back to Matty Boyd. Long and wide he goes, and Phil Davis too easily on Tom Boyd. Mind you, the kick wasn't great.
Couple of poor kicks by the Bulldogs. Just kicking it over the top of their teammates.
Phil Davis goes in search of Lobb, can't get to him. Dev Smith's a good player. Picks it up and then gets grabbed by a couple. Absorbs the tackle, ball up. Got some real Geelong Falcons, Geelong Grammar reptile in him, Dev. Has got after hours form that we like at Triple M. The ball comes to the back and no one's able to stop it. Going out of play, so it's going to be thrown in. Half forward, wing out of side. Giants just in attack. We've played quite a lot of footy, 4.5 minutes. No score as yet.
Some numbers, Ash.
Yeah, it's all evenly poised. Kicking efficiency 75% apiece. Inside 50's virtually dead even.
Dog supporters travelling mass have got the chant going. Out of Logo, Dalhouse has tackled well. Weaving through traffic with speed was Williams. Flicks a handball out wide. Giants to work the outer wing. Kelly probing ball inside 50. Good work by Morris. Made a career out of killing the contest. Ball goes out of bounds. And we'll have it tossed in on or just outside 50. Almost 5 gone at the opening term, and on the National Crime Check scoreboard, it's a scoreless start.
They'll take this, the Dogs, I reckon, Duck. 0-0 draw, first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a funny start as they break
This
open
is Dev
now.
Smith now in the pocket, arches the back.
Great
That's holding the
tackle.
footy. Not paid. Off a step, Dylan Shield. The snap's going to go across the face. And there's your first scorer behind. I thought that tackle should have been rewarded.
It's that type of tackling, though, that the Bulldogs have been renowned for all year. They've been brewing the last 2 weeks. That's the type of pressure they have to put on. Both sides just missing a couple of targets, JB. Bulldogs been a little bit nervous when they've tried to go forward, as have GWS.
Matty Boyd to himself. Easton Wood floated up, took a nice one-handed mark, got it off to Smith, chipping ball to Dalhouse. He can run, Luke. He can have a bounce, a quick look around with 1, 2, possibly a third. No centering ball. Goes to Cordy. Had to do the spalling, did well, brought it to ground. Handball off to Smith. Weaves through traffic, end-to-end footy. Great goal from the Bulldogs.
Magnificent.
First for the game. Brilliant ballistic movement of the ball. And the Dogs get the first goal of the game. They're up by 5 on the National Crime Check scoreboard.
I'll tell you what, take a bow, Cordy. It wasn't a great kick to him. It was a 2-on-1. He brought it to ground, brought it to his own advantage. He recovered, second effort swatter, and then got the handball off. Absolutely brilliant. Wasn't great last week, Cordy. They've gone with him again. That was terrific.
Well, the key to that, Duck, the Bulldogs then hit the target, the short one around half forward. They hit Dalhouse up. The last 2 entries, they went to GWS players, so they lowered the kick a little bit and allowed Dalhouse to get the ball, as you said, to get to Cordy. Great team goal.
National Crime Check scoreboard, 1 straight Dogs, 1 point GWS. First strike to the Doggies. 1 down to Bontempelli. And then a big tackle laid by Mumfords, where he's very good. Second effort, just buried. McRae, I think it was.
Hamling got a really big job on Jeremy Cameron deep for the Bullies.
So, ball up again, Bontempelli down, Hunter. Taken in a tackle, will get a free. Just dive to ground, Whitfield on top of him. So Lockie Hunter backward to the centre circles. High and long inside forward 50. Boyd a couple to beat in the air, had hands to it, couldn't take it. Williams to bring it away. Dylan Shield over the top to Jacob Hopper. Pretty ordinary handball from Hopper.
Pressure, Bulldogs.
Turnover. Hunter picks it off. He wants to handball, not sure why, because
Should have kicked it.
his teammates are white hot. They've got numbers here. Boyd coughs it up. That's Big Tommy. Hacked out of there by Tomlinson. Lands in front of Hamling on the wing. Hard ball to be won. Through came Whitfield, did it brilliantly. Hopper to Ward. Ward runs a bit of an arc. Back to Hopper. Inside 50, bouncing ball. Numbers back here with the Dogs. Got to be real careful. Well done, Roberts.
He did it really well, Jim. Well called. He speared the ball to Eastonwood. Got a man out now. Starting to open up the game, the Dogs. Dalhouse has got it. Has a bounce casually. Now drives a wobbly ball towards Stringer. Big mark over the top.
Oh, magnificent grab. He sure thought he had the mark. Swatter. Beautifully called.
Heath's teammate might have protected him a bit better too. Stringer's 2 kicks from home. Wants to go for a squaring option.
No, it's not.
Really tried to drill it in there. Liberatore picked it up. Sits a nice massage into the goal scorer in Clay Smith. Takes it outside 50 and then kicks it into the pocket. And it's Hunter who has it. Liam Flanagan.
Boys Fletcher Roberts down in defence for the Bulldogs. He turned Jonathan Patton inside out and he might have copped one for his troubles.
Tell you what, Smith has had 6 possessions already. Dalhouse has had 5. He's been a wonderful story, Smith, hasn't he?
Lockie Hunter will take a very good kick. Left half forward. He hasn't got the trip. In fact, almost sets it up, and a good mark taken by Lobb in defence for GWS.
And Liam Flanagan coming towards you, Bob Jane T-Marks.
Yeah, it was actually Reece Palmer on the Chemist Warehouse replay screen who got Fletcher Roberts there. He just squared him up after he got rid of the footy. Hard stuff.
So just feeling a bit of heat here, and Rory Lobb may have put it out of bounds on the fall. That's pressure. That's preliminary finals. So the Dogs to reload. It'll be Ronnie Biggs. Left half forward flank, 9 1/4 played. And it's a 5-point lead to the Bulldogs. 1 straight to 1 behind. Biggs 3/4 the kick. Shaw floats up and takes an easy uncontested mark.
They want to move it quickly, but really haven't been able to. GWS. Tomlinson. Scully out of side, wants to release. Big Mumford's run for him. The kick goes in that direction. It's pretty ordinary. Easton Wood chops it out.
Yeah, GWS going 51% by foot, JB.
Joe Hannison now, low and hard. And kicks it into the guts of McLean outside 50. He goes to Caleb Daniel, who has a fumble. Now Dev Smith goes and finds it to Tomlinson. Around the body, bounces straight into Easton Wood again. Handball to McRae on the wing. And into the middle he goes for Hamling.
Yep, got men queuing up. Comes to Matty Boyd inside the square and he'll drive it long. Kick towards Bontempelli or Picken.
He's courageous, Picken.
Smart play by Bontempelli. Just protected the space for Picken to come back, spud and take the mark.
Yeah, just had eyes only for the ball, but you're right, Swatter. Great protection from Bontempelli, but Picken just flew himself at the ball like we know he can.
I was watching Big Patton have shots from this exact spot pre-game, Swatter. It goes left to right. So right footer, normally you'd aim at the right post, it'd come back, but for whatever reason, a bit of left to right, so you've got to hit it at the left post.
So we're right behind Billy's boy, making a good career himself, arcs around, on its way, it stays out there, should listen to Dark, goes across to the puck and the mark is taken by Lobb again.
Marks sort of Lockie Hansen style lob without actually looking at the ball at all.
And that's the thing, playing on this ground for the first time, they're the little things, but they're big things that you just don't know.
Lovely kick to Dylan Shield. This kick's got to work. Kicked it into the middle. It's broken up in the air by the Dogs. They've got numbers now. Easton Wood, Bontempelli back to Easton Wood. Now to Hunter on the wing. Lots of possession here for the Dogs. Stringer just hits a high ball. It's going nowhere. Look at Big Mumford come at it. He wanted to poleaxe someone, was unable to. Scully went and got it. He was disappointed in the end that it was only a fist he could get in. Bontempelli inside 50, a floater. A couple of players go to ground. Picken can get it.
Yep, he's got some work with him though. Tomlinson there, pushed off the ball. A shorter mop up. Quick clearing ball run, it goes to ground. It may come back. Bigs together. Dominant possession-wise here, the Bulldogs. Left foots it down the line. Davis to fly, kills the ball. Should have gone the mark. But perhaps they're feeling the pressure too, man.
They're defending well, GWS, because the Bulldogs are just peppering it inside 50.
The inside 50 is a 10-5.
Wow.
Bulldogs way. Easton Wood, number one ranked player with 6, make that 7 possessions.
Throw in inside forward 50 here for the Dogs. Work down to the front. Little fumble. Good tackle, Lockie Whitfield. And then Shield has to lay a tackle again. Numbers though with the Dogs. It's kicked forward by Dunkley to the top of the square. Dixon fell back, couldn't hang on, but then went and got the footy. And so let it go. Tory Dixon, brilliant. Dogs got a couple. Big start here to the Bullies. They've played 12 and a half minutes. They are 2 straight Giants, just the one behind.
There's an old saying, if you go to ground, you're out of the play. And Dixon went down, the GWS player went down, but he had the strength to get up. And the GWS player, I'll have a look in the Chemist Warehouse replay screen who it was. It was terrific play from Dixon, just good strength through the core. You're right, Duck, they're on the territory time inside forward half, please, Chua, for Hardyacker.
Yeah, 64% to the Bulldogs, only 36 to the Giants.
They're just setting up that wall beautifully, aren't they? Every time GWS get it, they're under pressure, so that quick kick out, it's just going to a pack of Bulldogs. They just keep sending it back in. They'd straighten their kicking up a little bit and they'd hit a couple more targets of Bulldogs. This could be a bigger margin.
Triple M Rocks footy. Dogs have just put the Giants on their heels. They lead by 11. We'll have a secondary throw up.
That's what there's a huge win for the Bullies because Heath Shaw was the one that went to ground. They've got him playing full back on Dixon, who just kicked that goal.
So a lot of players around the throw up. Boyd, that is Tom, tries to muscle it free. Dogs get it free. Advantage paid. Hunter punches it inside 50. Mark is dropped. It's Cordy. Wants to give a handball off to Daniel. Got no one now. Scrubs the ball around the corner. Not a good kick. Tomlinson to give a handball off to Davis.
Davis has just got to hack it out of there and it's going into a nest of Dogs.
They're setting up the wall beautifully at the moment, the Bulldogs.
Correspondingly, GWS's structure ahead of the footy's horrible. Johannesson.
Well, they got them all behind the footy, JB.
Inside 50, big fist from Davis to the back and Dixon. And then Picken a squaring dangerous ball. Outnumber here again with the Giants. Wilson, a chest mark.
So they win it here, JB. Then they go forward. This is where they've just got to be a little bit more precise because the Bulldogs have set up.
So Kelly got it from Griffin, puts a high ball. Easton Wood, miraculous! He'd lost control of his body, but he was on the way down after getting up so high.
What a great athlete this guy is. Absolute cracker.
Touch ball going inside 50, so it won't be a mark. Scully a little handball. Missed the target. Patfull charged through. Kicked it straight back, though, to the Dogs. It's been the pattern. Cameron did pretty well. Got it to Palmer. Palmer to Kelly. Kelly to Dev Smith. But he's got to hold up and wait for Kelly to overlap run. He does it now. Long ball inside 50 from Kelly. The General's getting back, but the numbers are all with the Dogs. Johannesson around Scully. punches it back down the line, and it's marked by Easton Wood.
Johannesson for hard yakka, Ash.
He's racked up 7 touches.
Yep, he's giving them great drive off half-back. Short ball to the short man, Caleb Daniel. Chips the ball over the top. Has a man out wide, Matty Boyd, the veteran. Out a wing. 2 straight to 1 behind. Sydney, wait and watch. Boyd, Matthew, drives it long towards Cordy. He's there with Williams, off the pack, off the hands. Tomlinson worried out of the ball. Dogs try to keep it alive. Giants pile in over the top. Wrap their man up. Umpire continues to let them play.
Now he wants it. Going to throw it in the air.
Tell you what, JB, they got back quickly then, the Bulldogs.
They did.
Because it looked like GWS are through and they started running, but they just got back quick.
But Boyd and Ward and unable to control it, so it went out.
Just had another look on the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. The mark of Easton Wood, absolutely outstanding. Not only that, he's at 8 possessions, 5 marks, 3 of those intercepts.
JB, Giants 41% by foot, hard yakka.
Dunkley inside 50 with a high wide one, and it's fisted away from Cordy and out of play.
Well, Duck, have a look at Easton Wood now. He's the extra, so he's the dominant player on the ground at the moment. He hasn't got an opponent. JB alluded to the fact that the half forwards have been lazy, they're loitering. He would be the last player that you leave on his own at the moment, Easton Wood.
Dogs by 11, National Crime Check scoreboard inside their forward 50. Dunkley, no, it's Cordy, pushed off the line. Balls 35 out from the Dogs' goal line. They pile in over the top.
Oy.
And a free kick's coming the Bulldogs' way. Dragging the ball in. It's Williams, the offender, and the Dogs are all over him, Spud.
Well, repeat entry, Swatter.
Dunkley, is it?
Yep. Repeat entries, you continually get the ball in. The defence have to fold at some stage. Just have a look at the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. He dragged it in.
He dragged it in.
And then
even though he didn't have it, Spud, once you drag it in, doesn't matter whether there's 20 players jump on you, they'll ping you.
That was pressure. He shouldn't have done that. It's as simple as that.
Kicking's a little bit off this guy, Two-Man.
His old man
lead by 11. And he's kicked like his old man. They lead by an even 2 goals. 2-1, 13 to 1 behind. 17 play. That's right. The Giants haven't kicked a goal in the opening 17 minutes.
I don't mean to be facetious, but even that was better than his old man.
4 goals, 8 from set shots.
You can't miss them interstate in a prelim. Shaw down the line.
Hello
Push
there,
from long.
Andrew. If you're listening.
Get to Roberts.
Aims a gun.
Everything is going the Bulldogs' way as we speak. Roberts, high inside 50. Lots of players in the marking contest. Davis down. Stringer held in a double tackle. And it's going to be balled up in the pocket.
Well, they're just gaining territory, aren't they? They're continually getting the ball in. The inside 50s now for hard yakka. 15 to 6. It's absolute smacking. Have a look at the wall the Bulldogs are setting up behind the ball.
So it's Davis quickly shovels it onto the left boot under enormous pressure. Good ball. Roberts on Patton. Ball goes out of bounds. We'll have it tossed in. Just give us a hard yakka's metres gains for the 2 respective teams, Ash, with the Bulldogs leading the Giants by 2 goals.
Yeah, there's about a 330 differential in favour of the Bulldogs. 1,219 metres to the Bullies, only 888 to the Giants.
Clearance is 2, Chewett.
Clearance is 7-5 Bulldogs weight.
Shallow throw in. Enabled Callum Ward to go and get it. He went for Patton down the line. Again, an outnumber. Favouring the Dogs. Biggs handball. Now they've got an issue. Dev Smith comes in and breaks it up. Palmer had a fumble. And that's the reason why he was tackled. And it's going to be thrown in the air, half forward for the Giants.
Well, they need a settler, don't they?
Well, for all the domination, though,
GWS.
for all the domination, it's only a couple of kicks. So they've held up quite well here, GWS.
Pump forward by Ward. Free kick is going to go the Bulldogs' way.
Goes to Roughhead. Just some low numbers for the Giants.
Third man came over the top. Is that where it is? Now come back on.
Spotted Toby Green, just the 2. Griffin 2. And Whitfield had 27 the QF final v Sydney. Statless.
Yep, Roughhead spears the ball to Dunkley, edge of the square.
That's too easy.
Keen to switch it to the outer wing. Got a man out there. But getting there was Cameron, did well. Loose ball, Morris pursuing him. Palmer, good shepherd by Hamling. Got Morris into space. Dogs have numbers. McRae, half forward out of sight.
Should wheel and go and does. Sticks it low inside 50. And McLean's taken the mark in the pocket.
Beautiful play. Once you get that ball around 70 metres, wheel and go, there'll always be someone presenting, and there was on that occasion in McLean.
I just think this man came in for Ling Zhong last week, kicked a couple of goals, I think it was last week, and he's 9-4 from set shots.
Geez, that was a beautiful releasing kick from Morris in the back half.
Wasn't it ever? Under pressure.
McLean set shot from the pocket. Tight angle for the Dogs third. The noise will tell the story. And it is across the face and through for a behind. So 2-2-14 to 1 point. We've played 20 minutes in the prelim on the Triple M National Crime Check score.
Yeah, I'm with you, Duck. They are not making the most of their opportunities now. This dominance should be at least a 4-goal lead. It's only 13 points.
So it's 2-2 to 1 behind. Kick comes to Wilson, takes the mark in front of Lockie Hunter.
Got no ball movement at all, the Giants, have they? They can't link any play together that gets them forward of the centre line.
We did speak to Rowan Smith, JB, in the preview, and they said they've had 100 more running bounces this year than any other team, so they're in their front, in their face. They come forward defensively. Good spoil by the Bulldogs on the broadcast wing. Ward kept it alive. High tackle from Liberatore on Cornelio.
Oh, look at... He's had a little bit of a lip to him as well, Cornelio to Liberatore. Won't mind Libber. Bring it on, he'll say.
In the jeans, bud.
Short, it's good. Former Dog, Callum Ward has it. Huge wall of players ahead of him, so he goes long down the line and just a simple uncontested mark in the end of Hamling. It's just broken down horribly ahead of the centre circles for the GWS. They cannot get any structural damage going at all. Hamling down the line, kicks it straight back to Ward. Should and does mark.
Yeah, you just sort of start to suspect, JB, that the bye didn't work for Geelong and it may not be working for the Giants so far tonight. Scully's got it on the outer wing, on the trusty left boot. Drives it long, inside 50, hands in the back. Yep. Smith will get the free kick.
Well, there's no need for a spot up. You've called it beautifully. The ball was always going over the top of Smith. Hands in the back, and it was actually pushed off the ball.
So there's little spot fires everywhere.
Mumford needs to walk away, Swatter, because all that can happen is to give the ball away to the Bulldogs. So, Mummy, just go and have a little bit of a spell.
Devon Smith will have a shot at goal. 35 out, slide angle. Two-man, what's he been like at set shots?
Yeah, pretty good. 7-2 from set shots.
They need a steadier. 21, almost 22 gone. It's in the book. They get it, and Mummy's still looking to bang into Ruffy. National Crime Check scoreboard sees the Giants at the 22-minute mark get the opening goal of their game. 1-1-7, trailing the Bulldogs 2-2-14.
Well, it's just a free kick that Hamling didn't have to give away, but it was probably the first quick ball movement that we've seen GWS get it in there, so all of a sudden Hamling panicked a little bit. And as we keep saying, it's only 7 points of difference now. They've dominated this game, the Bulldogs, but they just haven't put it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, just had a look at Rufford going to the umpire saying Mumford was going the old jumper punch under the chin. The umpire was saying he was hitting him into the chest. So Big Mummy trying to assert his authority onto Roughhead.
National Crime Check scoreboard, police checks fast and 100% online. 7-point lead for the Dogs. We get back into the middle. Roughhead down. Liberatore claimed instantly. Dylan Shield went and got it. Bounced it forward. A centre clearance here for the Giants. It gets over a couple of heads. Beautifully claimed by Whitfield. Patton elevated and got a handball away. Toby Green's been quiet. That should have been holding the ball. The kick's broken up in the air, so it's starting to maybe work a little for the Giants here. Big Mummy went and got it. Handball to Shield. High inside forward 50 to the big general. Patton, nice jukes. Really strong centre mitts.
Well, that's what you want from your big fella, Dak. You need to stand under the ball. There was some heat coming, and then just a beautiful contested mark. It wasn't pretty, but you're right. GWS is just starting to win some contested ball the last 4 or 5 minutes and getting some territory.
Yeah, their hands have been good too. That's just a quick mongrel kick, but Patton's hands, you're right, good. He was quiet last week. He had a good finish to the home and away swatter. Cameron was brilliant last week.
Great shot behind the big general for the Giants. Second in about a minute. Bang! Look at this.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, and then have some of that. He picked out a couple of mentioned people in the crowd and said, just what about that? That's a sausage in a prelim. Stick that fair up your arse. 2-1-13, 2-2-14. Dogs by a point. Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard.
Oh, no, it's not. Look, I'm not sure what I can say after that, JB.
Not much, bud.
No, but it was a sign of just releasing a little bit of frustration. He'd led for the ball continually. He was running under the ball. He took the contested mark and he said, if I can just seal this, I'm on my way. And that was just the excitement he did. As you said, the the fist pump into his hand there, Duck.
Well, just the last 10 minutes, contested possessions, GWS 14, Bulldogs 8.
Yeah, this
So they've
are
had
having some quality balls.
They are.
Shelby Power special comments, Spud, Duck, Shelby Power designed to improve your performance. Giants have responded, trail by point, kicked the last two. They've got it going forward again. Kelly punches it inside 50, bouncing ball. Roberts did well to control it. Dogs under a bit of heat now. Hamling squares the kick. Has got Biggs deep in his defensive 50.
Centre clearance is starting to roll the Giants' way too, Duck.
Yep.
The last three in a row, this kick's going in search of Picken, can't get to him.
Yeah, great
Wilson
tackle.
Was held up. Williams it was.
Yeah,
Very good tackle.
Really good second effort from Picken. Probably should have taken the mark, but he was hit the deck and tackled to get the free kick.
A very good final series, Picken. Runs to half back and then kicks to rough head, half forward. Good mark.
Good hands.
True centre half forward.
String it deep.
Handball off to Bontempelli. His numbers, Ash.
3 touches.
Left foot kick, very wide. Smith hits up at the footy, back to Joe Hannison, and his inside 50 ball is going to be killed in the air by Haynes. And out of play.
Yeah, Stringer a little bit frustrated on that occasion. They've had a bit of success, the Bulldogs, in this game, just hitting that target, but at some stage just lengthen your kicks. I think the GWS defenders are all over that short kick now, just inside forward 50.
Touch over a minute to go, the opening term. Prelim final. Winner takes on Sydney. Loser, season over. Dalhouse quickly throws it on the boot. Ricochets around inside 50. Williams is beaten by 3. 4 Dogs got men out wide. Handball comes to Matty Boyd. A steadying goal from the veteran. It's wide. In fact, really wide, out of bounds on the full.
Never been a great strength of Matty Boyd's. Popping them from 50.
Right.
Been a wonderful warrior, though, for this great club.
All Australian again this year.
Low and wide. Gets to the back of Green, who's also been quiet as he has, Toby Green.
Yeah, Hardjack stashed AB. Only 2 possessions. He's averaging 21 this year.
Bontempelli, Ash, what's he had?
He's 4 touches, Spud.
Cornelio doing a really good job on Bontempelli at the moment.
Boyd to the front. Picken went to ground. Shield on top of him. Numbers here with the Giants around this stoppage. Biggs did pretty well. Went and won his own ball. 30 seconds left. Hoisted high inside forward 50. Lob from the back. Has a fly at it. Ran into his own teammate, and the handball goes out of play. And it'll be thrown in. So 22 seconds left. Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Home of real brands and real savings.
What Stringer had, Chua, for Hardjacker?
Yeah, just the 2 possessions yet to hit the scoreboard.
So it's a 1-point ball game. Dogs lead. Quarter time siren not far away. Working his way around the back. Smith played for the free kick. Went to ground. 45 out from the Dogs' goal. Dalhouse had a crack. So did Bontempelli. Got past one. Hot handball Dunkley. Feeds it back out wide. Biggs get in the way of Dalhouse. Wheels around. High ball. More in hope. Cordy will come at it. Mark is taken by Smith. By default, Spud.
Oh, Leon Cameron on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Swatter has gone bunter in the box.
No doubt about that. Clay Smith, he was going to ground. He takes a chest mark. 25 out directly in front to put it back out to 7.
You could read Leon Cameron's lips. Any danger, someone could get a fist on that ball.
So a big kick in a big game of footy after the siren. Lefty radio dial. They lead by a point for a 7-point lead. Smith's kick is among punt. Now the Giants all come at him. It may erupt here, Spud. They're getting thrown out. Mummy's coming in. Yankee Stringer wants a piece of it. It calms down quickly. Quarter time at Spotless. 2-3-15 the Dogs lead the Giants 2-1-13. Make sure you play the Monopoly game at Macca's for a 1 in 5 chance to win great prizes instantly. Dogs lead at quarter time by 2 points for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy.
The Dogs by just 2 points. 2 horrible set shot misses. They should have been much further up at quarter time. We can get the thoughts of the boys in just a sec, but Liam Flanagan for Bob Jane Team Mart's ground level.
Boys, all coaches fairly composed in the huddles here, but Heath Shaw for the Giants, before the coaches got it to the players, he dragged his teammates in and delivered what looked to be a fairly colourful spray. It feels like it's going to explode at any moment down here.
Duck and Spud.
Yeah, the Bulldogs waste opportunity there, Duck. 19 inside 50s for 9, yet they only lead by 2 points. That missed shot from Clay Smith at the end of that quarter really did cost them. They've had the entries. They've been a little bit sloppy. Full marks of GWS. They didn't look like it, but you just sensed the last 5 minutes they started to win some contested ball.
Yeah, they did. They held up really well. The Bulldogs, for me, a couple of those shallow entries inside 50 where they've gone wide, I don't know whether the fact that we're looking at where they're kicking it, there may have been better options to the top of the square. Go there, get people front and square. Clearly, if GWS have got numbers back, you can't do that, but they're just trying to be a bit too cute.
Ash for Hardyaka quickly.
Eastern Wood, number 1 ranked player with 9 disposals.
Second term about to get underway. 2-point lead to the Dogs for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Mummy goes early. Initiated body contact on Roughhead. He does the roving though, Roughhead. Puts it inside 50. Haynes, an acrobatic leap over the top.
Jeez, that's a good mark. Came from about 4 back. Wants to switch. Does so now. Whitfield, been quiet, Ash.
He has only 2 touches.
Slips it over the top to the hard run of Ward.
He's been good, Ash. What's Ward had?
Callum Ward up to disposal number 8, Hardyaka.
Bites off a dangerous kick, looking for Davis to get through the hands of Johannesson. Good hard attack at the footy there from Williams. They're away. Inside 50, the Giants. One out, Cameron, who's been real quiet. Fist from him gets to Hamling. It's broken up. It's broken up by Green, who walks in after the smother and kicks his first. And the Giants third, they're in front.
Well, they all get around him, and it was a beautiful spoil from Green, sorry. It was just a magnificent smother. And look, Hamley's had the ball. You've just got to get the ball out. You've got to make a long mistake. He just bowled along and didn't allow, the All-Australian Toby Green. He's been quiet. He's just got back into the game, and that's a big goal. It looked like the Bulldogs were running away out of that.
Playing his 22nd game is Hamling. Gave away a free kick in the first quarter, cost a goal. And then you just have to have better awareness there, because
it should have been hands.
Toby Green was just about on top of his boot before he tried to kick it. So
first time they've led today. 4-point lead to the Giants for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Mummy double-handed at Griffin, but getting in the way was Hunter. Tapped it forward. Slick handball out. Now they've got a man free on the charge. Picking the quick counter bunch. A bounce. 45 a low ball, but he's kicked it off his shin. Haynes.
You had 3 free targets there.
Haynes wide to the beautiful moving Kelly. Just cover some ground, this boy.
He's a smooth mover, isn't he?
Yeah, absolute tragedy. His old man didn't play 40 more games for the Kangas. Goes long down the line. Just purely from my point of view, Schwatter.
Yes, I get it, Jim.
Going and getting it, Palmer. Gets his handball back, but it goes actually in search of Dunkley. Beautiful pickup from Lobb. But no one able to be clean with the footy. Roughhead's just parked on the ground, unable to move.
Yep.
Something's gone wrong there.
His head,
Ball hit him in the head.
Okay.
Falcon.
Well, that's a good result then. As the Giants, through Kelly again, have got access to the footy wide. Good smother, Hunter. Ward kept it in. No, it was out. It'll be thrown in out of side.
Still in the hands of the trainer, Roughhead, at the moment. I think he's been kicked with the ball into the eye. So look at the Triple M. Oh, yeah, just a falcon from 3 metres, flush into the eye.
He'll be right.
So we'll have it thrown in.
Just coming from the ground.
Comes towards Liam Flanagan. So we just reset it on the outer wing. 4-point lead to the Giants. First time they've led so far today. Giants get it free. Chain of handballs. Comes with Kelly, or Williams it was. He tumbles it around the corner towards half forward. Patton engages. No, it was Lobb. Green starting to get busy. Flicks the handball over to Patton. Green follows up with a good tackle. Ball goes out of bounds at half forward, out of side. Giants lead by 4.
Just a few concerning signs, Duck, I reckon, for the Dogs. Giants are starting to get that 50-50 ball going their way and moving the footy. Ward down to Dev Smith. Back to Cornelio. Ball was touched. Boyd, the former Giant, just handballed it up for grabs. To the back, Kelly's claimed. It gets out to Cornelio and also McRae. Daniel a fumble. They're just not as clean as we've seen in this final series, the Dogs, and Johannesson walks out with the footy.
Well, those contested possessions, JB, GWS 10 this quarter. The Bulldogs have had only the 3. So just getting on top. They got on top late in that first quarter also.
3 almost 4 gone. 4-point lead to the Giants. Throw in half forward, out of side. Ball gets put into the hands of Dunkley. Driving long ball. McLean tries to double back. Haynes in support. Handball off. Got it to Wilson, another smooth mover. Tumbles the ball around the corner towards the outer wing. Good contest, Griffin. He'll go again, but the Dogs get their hands on the ball. Slapped into the path of Hunter.
Gave away a free. Advantage paid. Daniel almost stringer, just couldn't hang on. Numbers with the Giants if they can be clean. Patfull's hands weren't. Daniel came back in hard on the footy. Haynes got a hold of him. And it's going to be thrown up, 40 out. Dogs goal.
There's no doubt the umpires are letting this the whole final series, they're letting it go, aren't they?
Especially the tackles.
Yep.
So thrown up ball. Spiked forward by Dunkley. Hacked out of there by Hunter. Griffin, it may have been, who fell to ground with the footy. Daniel tries to go on the outside of his boot. Not sure why. That's out in the full.
Yeah, it's a real scrappy game at the moment. It's just contested ball after contested ball. There's no run and carry. There's no switch. Just long down the line to contests.
So Cal Ward's had a bit of it for Hard Yakarash.
He's racked up 9 touches.
Goes to Haynes. He darts the ball to Shaw. Good work by Bontempelli. Got a fist on it. Ball goes out of bounds. We'll have it tossed in right half forward flank where the 50 hits the boundary line. Bulldogs attacking the right of your radio dial. 2-3, trailing 3-1, 6 played. Second term, Ego Outdoor Power Equipment scoreboard.
Have a little rough head on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Right eye very blurred.
Ball thrown in. Picken wins it to Clay Smith. Just hacks it high in the air. Caleb Daniel parked under the footy. About 10 arrive. Beautiful hands by Kelly. Belted out of there by the Giants. They'll want deliberate. Surely
he's
not.
paying it.
He is paying it.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way they run really quick.
Yeah. They really want to rise out of the crowd, don't they?
Kicked out of a contested situation. I'm not sure what option he got.
No option whatsoever.
Joe Hennison long and wide and fisted away by Haynes. Wholehearted defender. And the ball goes out, 45 from the Dogs' goal.
It's about the quickest the umpies get all day when they got to pay that. They just sprint towards the boundary.
That's not a good sign on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen.
Yeah.
That's Cal Ward.
Yeah, he hasn't moved.
The trainers are trying to keep his head and neck area.
Oh, he's had a knee.
Talk us through it, Spud, on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen.
Yeah, Zane Cordy's knee has got Callum Ward flush on the cheekbone. Let's have a look from another angle. Oh, I don't want to say it's Swatter, but I think he's cracked his cheekbone where the knee landed right into his right cheekbone.
Yeah, it's not good.
And he hasn't moved, and we know he's tough.
Accidental knee from Cordy.
Yeah, it was accidental, but it's got him flush on the cheekbone with the knee.
So he's not a good boy, not in a healthy way at the moment. We've got multiple Giants trainers as we see Cal Ward in good hands. Jordan Ruffhead sits on the bench.
Yeah.
He's got a big welt underneath that right eye, Spud.
Well, he hasn't moved, Swatter. He hasn't moved Ruffhead, sorry. You would think if it's just a falcon to the eye, he would be back on the ground, but he's not. So could be concerns for both teams here at the moment.
Might go down to Liam Flanagan just to give an update. There's concerning scenes for Cal Ward down there,
good.
Liam. Bob Jane Team Arts.
Yeah, it doesn't look good down here for the Giants skipper. Just on Jordan Ruffhead, boys, he's been off the ground now for about 2.5 minutes. When he first came off, he did a bit of pacing towards the goal, seemed fine, but since he sat back down and put his head in his hands a couple of times, so that right eye, as you mentioned, in danger. But the big story at the moment, Callum Ward still in the hands of those Giants trainers at right half forward.
Yeah, he's on a lot of pain, Swatter.
Yeah, he's wanting to get up, Cal Ward. But the trainers are just making sure they've got the situation under control.
Good captaincy from Phil Davis, getting all his troops around. Obviously, when one of your skippers go down, the co-captain, Phil Davis just imploring his troops just to focus.
He's on hands and knees is a good story for Ward. So if that's the case, it's not a concussion. It's just he is coming straight off the ground, though, not through the race. So
he's a very groggy boy.
So he'll spend a considerable amount of time off the ground now.
Oh, he can barely. He's don't know where to go, JB. At the moment, he's got the hands of the trainers.
If he doesn't go through the gates here, then he's out of the game.
Yeah, he's trying to walk towards the fence.
No, he's trying to get back on the ground.
He is. That's how tough he is.
And
the trainers need to
he's
know
coming
the
good
rules,
slowly.
get him off properly.
Well, there's no facial damage, so that's a good sign at this stage, and only from the naked eye, of course.
Dylan Shield picks it off as the game restarts. It's dropped by Biggs, picked up by Roberts. Easton Wood, inside 50, real floating, horrible ball.
They've butchered it this quarter.
They have.
Absolutely. Watch their efficiency, too, man.
Yeah, unbelievable. They're going at 20% hard yakka.
Oh, I didn't think it was that low.
Zach Williams takes the mark. A nice ball to Palmer.
So just give us an update downstairs, Liam.
Boys, Callum Ward, he's heading straight down to the rooms at the moment. He's still in the hands of those two trainers, and Jordan Ruffhead still on the bench for the Bulldogs.
Risky kick for the Giants. Good pressure by Clay Smith. Good tackle by the Bulldogs. It was Dixon out the back door. Clay Smith. Now they get some reward. Got a couple. And more importantly for the travelling Dog Army, Bulldogs have the lead. Back out to a 2-point ball game. 3-3-21 to the Giants, 3-1-19. Triple M Ego Outdoor Power Equipment scoreboard.
Well, absolutely butchering the footy,
Wow.
but that's come about, Spud, just by pressure.
Yeah.
That's just by pressure, that's just by desire, that's by want. And they get the turnover. What are the scores from turnovers for both teams, Two-Man?
Yeah, the Giants have posted 3 straight. That was the Bulldogs' first goal from a turnover.
Yep. And they're normally pretty good at that.
Yep.
Shell V-Power special comments designed to improve performance. Wayne Carey and Danny Frawley.
Yeah, great. Perfect tackle from Dixon it was. Perfect tackle.
I reckon that injury to Ward came at exactly the right time for the Dogs.
Yeah, it did.
The game was starting to slip away from them a little in general play, and now they're able to bite back. Shield, handball off. Wilson looping one over the top. Griffin, Shield, dialing up the pressure now. The Dogs, Scully forward, handball. Whitfield just got to centre a clever ball.
Nice
Really
floater.
well in the end to Canelio. Canelio wants to pump it forward. The big general's out the back. Not going to get to him. Toby Green, 15-20 out directly in front.
Really good kick. It was a floater. But as soon as the mark was taken, the wheel and go. He had 3 options. The ball was actually meant for Patton, but Toby Green just sensed that he was going into the hole. Just get that quick ball movement when you mark the ball about 60 out is so important for your forwards.
He was good again in Sydney, and he's started okay again today, this bloke, All-Australian, for the first time.
Already got one. This to give the Giants back the lead and give him his second, and straight through it goes. 4th lead change in the game. And it is 25-21, Giants by 4 points on the Triple M Ego Outdoor Power Equipment scoreboard.
Wasn't pretty, but it was effective. It was Whitfield who's been pretty quiet. He got the floater. Got the ball into Toby Green. He is a very good player, Toby Green. Had a really quiet first quarter, but starting to have an impact in this second quarter. Centre clearances, Chua, for the game.
Yeah, for Hardjacker stats, Spud, it's 3 apiece.
Yeah, I think this is where GWS are just starting to get on top a little bit. The clean clearances. Their hands.
Triple M Hardjacker stats. Hardjacker making hard work look easy. Giants by 4. 4-1-3-3. Cal Ward off. Concussion test. Heavy knock to his head. Knee from Cordy for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Shield goes to ground. Giants get it free. Flick it around by hand. Comes to Wilson. Hoiks a high right foot bombing ball. Patton to come late. Good spoil on him by Hamling. Loose ball eludes Caleb Daniel. Kelly flicks it back by hand. Canelio got a man out wide.
Sticks it low into the path of Palmer. Outside 50. High left foot ball inside 50. Patton at the back, hands to it, couldn't hang on. Scully, Griffin, desperate defending from Easton Wood. He might have earned a free, in fact it's Pickett, I reckon.
It's a let off. All over him, Griffin. He went far too high. What are the hands this quarter for both handballs for both sides, please, Stuart?
Yeah, Spud, for Hardjacker stats, it's 27-12, the Giants' way.
Yeah, they're just flipping around at the moment. They're getting free.
Bontempelli takes a mark at half back.
Yeah, Bontempelli just the 5 possessions.
So his prodigious kid needs to start to step it up, but he's coughed it up to Haynes.
He's
played on. He's tackled well by Dunkley, and he's been rewarded.
He paid the price. Made a mistake by trying to take the game on, so Leon Cameron won't mind that.
They've got an out number. They didn't go there. They go wide to Johannesson instead, who has a bounce. He'll want to give off by hand. Corralled by Davis. Now McRae, low inside 50, gets to Dixon. In good hands normally.
Yes, he's only had one off week, I reckon, JP, and that was last week. Unfortunately for him, they got the win though, so it didn't cost them. He is normally a beautiful kick. In actual fact, last week he was 1 goal 3, but normally he's an 80% shooter.
Yeah, and the thing about him, Duck, tonight, he's kicked 1, he's created the last goal. If he kicks this, he's had a hand in 4 of the 5 Bulldogs goals. 4 of the 4, sorry.
So he's going to kick from about 50. Tightish angle. Tory Dixon. Seesawing first half. The kick is good, I reckon. It's there. 4-3. 27 Dogs. 4-1, 25 Giants. Triple M Ego Outdoor Power Equipment scoreboard.
Well, when you're technically correct, you can have an off day.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that's what he had last week. But he is a beautiful set shot for goal. Made a fool of me on Channel 7 last Friday night when I was pumping him up every time he was having a shot. But, well, They're not kicking the ball all that well. That was a lot better, two-man, from defence forward. They were 20% 5 minutes ago. Have they lifted that much higher?
Yeah, they're up to 44, but that's still 22
very
below
low.
the league average.
Lead by 2, the Dogs. 14 and a half gone. Second term, prelim final. Winner takes on Sydney. There you go, outdoor power equipment scoreboard. Cal Ward, if you're just joining us, heavy knock to the head a few moments ago. He's in the rooms getting assessed for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy. Boyd, Tom, paddles it to Bontempelli. Did the same to Hunter. Well tackled. Just pushed the ball along the ground to Liberatore. No whistle. Griffin's well tackled by Dalhouse. It's all inside the square. Comes the Shield.
Very smooth with hand and foot shield. He goes to Haynes.
Hey, come out. Both of you here. Hold the mark there.
So we've got
Move it on.
Liam Flanagan going to get to you in a sec. Haynes has the footy on the outer side. High and wide he goes. Patton's got a couple of beat in the air. Bontempelli went and got it and then just handball to green grass. Griffin went to ground. Handball on the up. May work for Liberatore. It did. He got it to McLean, to Joe Hannison, to Biggs. So some linking play here for the Dogs. The kick is beautifully spoiled by Davis. Now Whitfield's got a ball to win. That's a throw, I reckon. No.
Got him high.
Free kick is going to go as we get down to Liam Flanagan.
Boys, Jordan Roughead's been on the bench for the better part of 10 minutes here. He hasn't taken part in the last 2 to 3 Dogs interchanges. His evening might be over.
So Green and Boyd engage over the top of those two players. Ball goes out of bounds.
Liam, is it the concussion rule? Maybe he got concussion from that Falcon.
Well,
Could it be the 20-minute rule, sorry?
Yeah, you'd think it'd have to be Spud, because from what we've seen on the Chemist Warehouse replay screen, he copped that kick square in the face. He was walking up and down the boundary, so there's nothing else that it could be.
Liam Flanagan, thanks to Bob Jane T-Marts. The Bont starting to get busy. Chew in this term, has a bounce.
4 touches.
Gives a handball to Daniel, who's been a bit fumbly. Gives a handball off to McLean, showed a bit of candy. Then loops a handball out wide. He's got Roberts. Will give it back if he's good enough, and does.
Gets wrapped up though, McLean.
Good
Now they've
pressure.
brought off a bit of trouble. McLean will get it and gone. Holding the pill. They got ganged.
Gang tackle, JB.
Dev Smith takes it on, runs on and goes long and misses the lot.
Yeah, you got a rush of
So
blood.
let off for the Dogs.
Well, their hands today just have been just slightly off. They've been brilliant all year.
Now they're out with hands duck because Dalhouse links up with McRae. 1-2, back to McRae. He runs hard. He runs into space.
Good
now
hit.
he drives it long to pick him with Shaw. Leaving his man beautifully. Did it really well was Wilson.
He's a gun, this kid.
Yeah, Wilson did it well,
He's another
Swatter.
gunner.
He got a few.
They got Wilson, Williams, Shaw,
It's
all
not
down
going
there.
anywhere, this kick. In fact, out of play will be a pretty good result. And McRae takes it out of play. Down to you, Liam Flanagan.
We've had confirmation Jordan Roughead, beg your pardon, is undergoing that concussion test, so will be off the ground for 20 minutes. He's already been off for about 12 and a half.
Bob Jane T-Marts, good job being done down there by Liam.
Outstanding, Liam.
So it is 2 points the lead for the Dogs. Mumford to the back. Caleb Daniel just hacked it out of the air. Got it sort of half going forward. Wilson went back and found it and then got taken in a very good pick and tackle. Would have been holding the ball,
look
but he
at
was
Liam.
out of play.
Oh!
Loves a scrap, Spud.
Oh, he loves it.
Loves a scrap.
Oh, he loves it.
He wants someone to hit him in the head just to wake him up.
The boy from Hamilton.
So we'll have it tossed in. Billy would be pretty proud of how his kid's going about his business. 2-point low-scoring game. Dogs lead. They get it inside 50. Haynes is there. Had one piece of it. Couldn't take it. Followed up with a good tackle. 45 out. Haynes again with a second tackle. And he wrapped his man up, and guess who? It's Pickin. We'll have it thrown up. 48 out from the Dogs' goal. They lead by 2. He's the king.
I reckon they've got to move Jakey Stringer up onto the ball. Swatter has not touched the ball in this quarter. He can have some damage in and around the stoppage. He's got to get some touches.
Hunter went and got it. Slapped it wide. Clay Smith's already got 2. He's now got 3.
Well done.
Big moments these for the Dogs. They looked like they were staggering a bit 5 minutes ago. They've rattled on the last couple and now are out to a handy 8-point lead. Triple M Ego Outdoor Power Equipment Scoreboard.
Well, they deserved that goal. They were very unlucky because Liam Pickens should have got the free kick. Nathan Wilson getting a little jumper punch straight to the jaw. So,
Anything in that spot
well,
if they win today?
they'll look at it, Swatter. I think a fine. Definitely, you'll get something, but it won't be a week. It wasn't much, but it was definitely a free kick. But this is a really good, strong effort from the Bulldogs. It looked like GWS on their home turf had settled the start of this second quarter. Really good, solid footy from the Bullies.
Great handball by Hunter.
Lead by
Great
8,
handball.
the Dogs. Smith's got 3. Wayne Carey, Danny Frawley, Shelby Power special comments. Boyd, Tom having to do all the ruck work in the absence of Roughhead. Concussion test, Giants just try to force it free. They do that well. Tally quickly on the boot. A deft hand in there by Morris. Hamlin comes, paddles it towards the boundary line,
clever.
and again, and Wood does the same. Ball goes out of bounds and we'll have it tossed in. 55 around from the Giants' goal. They trail by 8 as we make our way towards half-time.
No, that was clever from Hamling Swatter. If he knew he took possession of the ball, he's going to get tackled.
Is Jeremy Cameron Duck really battling to have any impact at all?
Yeah, he is. Well, Stringer at the other end, he's only got the one, but Stringer hasn't touched it this quarter, JB. So
I wonder, should they let Jeremy Cameron get to work and play as a forward duck, but get up and roam.
Like Buddy does.
Get up around the wing. I just see him, his big toe stuck at about 40 metres.
Who's Stringer?
No, doing exactly
Cameron.
that. How to play is...
Yeah, I know Cameron, but I'm just saying there's Stringer. So they've moved Stringer up onto the ball now, JB.
Tell me Cameron's numbers, Ash.
He's only had the one handball for the game and scoreless.
So,
Need him into the game.
ball thrown in. Inched forward by Smith. What about the game this young man's having? Clay Smith. Long ball, one-on-one ahead of the footy. Bontempelli's there. So is Davis. They wrestle. Tomlinson comes in. Bontempelli keeps his feet. Davis, the soccer out of there. Nice. Kelly's got to control the footy. Scully was able to do that to Patfield. Patfield just end-on-ends it cleverly and gets Palmer.
Yeah, got a man out, and that's Palmer. Gets around his man, Johannesson. Goes onto the trusty left. Spots a man, which is Rory Lobb. 65 to 70 from home. Cameron's got one out with Stringer. Needs to get it long. Goes short spud. Over the top. The mark will be taken by Patton. Cameron's got Stringer at the top of the goal square.
Not sure Stringer's played at full back a lot.
Not sure he likes it either.
Well, you've called it, Swatter. Just get the ball on top of Stringer's head.
So Patton can thump the ball a long way. They trail by 8. 25 to 33. 21 and a half gone. Second term prelim final. He'll need to give it a good roost. Close to the man on the mark. Gets underneath the ball. It's working. It's working. It's a big ball. Touched on the line.
Well done,
by
Tom
his
Boyd.
former teammate Tommy Boyd.
Yes.
Margin 7. Dogs way Ego Outdoor Power Equipment scoreboard.
Well done, Swatter. He stayed in it, didn't he, Tom Boyd? Didn't get out-bodied. Really strong in the body, and he gets an important touch on the footy.
Addy Boyd to kick it in, which is interesting in itself. And just hacks it long to get it out of there. And a push in the back's going to work for the Dogs. I think it might be Dunkley who'll get it.
Just a little update on Roughhead. I had a text from Rowan White. If he doesn't come on within the 20 minutes, he said he could have, Roughhead, significant bleeding behind the eye if he doesn't come on within the 20-minute concussion rule.
Nice kick from Dunkley to McLean against the line. So the scoreboard is telling us that it's a 7-point lead to the Bulldogs. And we played 22 and a half in this second term, so they've done very nicely, the Doggies. Long ball forward, Mumford, simple mark. And then a sideways ball, they can raffle it here. Scully picks it up at half-back and goes wider still to the big general who takes it a long way from home.
Got to hold it up though, Jim, because the Dogs have numbers long and out wide, that side of the ground. As a result, Patton will square it inside 50, defensive to Shaw.
Look at him
hits the
guard in the
gas,
corridor.
charges away. They forced him from one wing to the other, Spud. Whitfield looks up, only has one option. It's Toby Green, he's found space.
Oh, no.
Put a boot into the face and McLean dropped the mark.
He did. Too worried about the contact, not worried about taking the actual pill. Liam Flanagan.
Boys, Callum Ward back on deck, but he's got the jacket on. His evening looks done. And boys, that 20-minute time clock is just about up for Jordan Roughhead.
Well done,
Spilt
Liam.
mark. Whitfield's hands were good. Scully got out of the tackle. Gang tackling though from the Dogs, and Daniel brings it away. Looping handball, Johannesson. Hard run off half-back. Has a bounce. And then holds up and slides it over the top. Patfield gets a hand to it. It was a timely one. Palmer was good, but coughed it up to Bontempelli. Runs to 35 high and misses. A bad miss. 5-4-34, 4-2-26. Triple Amigo Outdoor Power Equipment scoreboard.
Just repeat the news downstairs for the Giants, Liam Flanagan.
Yeah, boys, by my clock, Jordan Roughhead is out of time. His 20 minutes has run out, so it looks like his night is over. Callum Ward back on deck, but he's got the warm-up jacket on and he will not return to the field.
Repeat entry again. Biggs pumps it towards the top of the goal square. Griffin got a deft hand in there. Kelly's under heat. No, it's Williams. Managed to squeeze a handball to Whitfield. Look at the hungry Dogs. 3 of them come at it. Whitfield spots up. Mumford takes the mark at half-back.
Lob just on the ground, screaming for the footy. Will get it. He goes to ground. He just fell over the big man. He either got hit by a sniper or the bloody sprinkler head.
I think it's a rabbit burrow down there, JB.
He fell over nothing. Bill Brownless 94 prelim style. So the ball thrown in on the wing. Big Mummy went and got it. Couple claimed him to Cornelio, to Shield, to Kelly. Kelly just pumps it down the line. It was a pretty good kick in the end, landed just inside the field of play. And it's going to be thrown in 60 from home.
What are the hit-outs, Stuart, with Roughhead off the ground? Because I think Boyd and Cordy now are double-teaming Mumford.
Yeah, it's dead even pretty much. It's 19 to the Bulldogs, 18 to the Giants.
Well, that's a win for the Bullies.
5.5 to play. 7-point, what is it, Ash? An 8-point lead to the Bulldogs. They defend their defensive 50. Biggs quickly on the boot. Goes up towards the broadcast wing. Morris the fly. Not sure he was meant to be the target. Kelly mops up. Chipping ball over the top to Whitfield, broadcast wing.
Lockie Whitfield looks to switch. Does so now, goes back to the heater, the distributor. Has a bounce as he runs through the centre of Spotless, and then he sticks it wide. Scully, who'd covered a hell of a lot of ground, picks it off, but he hasn't got much to go to, so just got to hack it high and long and hope that Cameron can get involved for the first time. Roberts did really well. Won a great one-on-one ball, and now Dalhouse.
Yep, they did it well, the Bulldogs. Spearing ball. Mark is taken down low by Hunter.
Duck, I've just been watching Cameron. He's looking for the one over the top too much. He needs to come at the ball carrier, get on his bike and demand the player to hit him lace out.
10 possessions for Hunter Hardyaker.
4.5 to go, the opening half of the prelim knockout final. Dogs lead by 8 points. Ball at half forward on the outer side. The umpire will charge in. We'll have it thrown up. So full scoreboard. 5-4, 4-2, Dogs way, 8-point lead. Ego Outdoor Power Equipment scoreboard.
Mumford, half a piece of it, picked up by Scully, good hand, Shield, and then Whitfield just slices through to Scully. Cameron, Whitfield's run on. This is the sort of ball movement we've been expecting. Now to Griffin. Griffin can run to 50, sees something he likes,
great.
top of the square. Patton, in fact it's Lob, no it's Patton, wins the footy, turns around, kicks his second. So that is what we've been waiting for, Duck, all night, is that run from behind that they're famous for, this club. 32-34, Dogs by 2 points.
Yeah, it was that quick ball movement. They found a little bit of space. They haven't found a lot of that tonight. And you're right, well, they was able to get it in quickly to Patton in a one-on-one, and then it was easy stuff from there. But I reckon that is the first time, JB, where they've found real space, time and space to use the footy.
Just key ball winners for the Giants in this quarter. Whitfield's racked up 10, 9 apiece to Kelly and Scully, and Dylan Shield with 8 touches.
Well, that's great from Whitfield because he only had 2 in the first quarter for Hardyaker. So they've allowed him to get off the chain. Looks like Pickens gone to him now, Chua. So you're all over it. I think Luke Beveridge said enough's enough.
2-point lead to the Dogs. Patton's got 2. We'll go to Liam Flanagan shortly because Cal Ward's night's over. But want an update on Jordan Roughhead. Scully kicks it into the head of Johannesson. Fortunately, that's on the side of the head. Dogs just get it free. Flicking handball. Dalhouse put his body over the line. Then he was slammed into the ground by the opposing number 6, Whitfield. Free kick, Dogs. Liam Flanagan, Bob Jane T-Marks. Roughhead update.
Boys, at this stage he shows absolutely no signs of returning to the field. Spud mentioned the issue that could be bleeding behind the eye. I'll keep you posted.
Dixon's taken the mark just on the paint of 50, so it'll be a good kick from here.
Been a good duel. What's it been? Dixon short for Hardyaker, Chua?
Yeah, Tory Dixon.
Hang on.
Hands off to Johannesson, who has to run a bit of an arc, and then he pumps it left of the big stick. And a behind is the result. So it's 35-32.
Just with that matchup. Sorry, JB. Dixon 5 possessions and a couple of majors. Heath Shaw with just the 8.
Read the play, Chua.
5-2, 3-point lead it is for the Western Bulldogs in the prelim.
When I ask you a question, Chua, if the ball's in motion, then you need to stop and let the caller call.
I had my head down, Spud. Apologies.
So the Giants to bring it back in. Wilson to reload. Defensive goal square. Right at the radio dial. Drives it long. No mark taken out there by Lob. Free kick, Dogs way. 55 from home. Jeremy Cameron's numbers again, please, Ash.
Only the 2 handballs for the game.
Yeah, got to get himself into the game, Jez. McRae, the distributor, comes back to Easton Wood, can come inside the square to Biggs. Channel opens up. What can the former Swan do? Pierce the ball inside 50, off the hands. Picken will come at it. They come at him. Dogs players down. That's McLean. Deep in the defence, forward 50 for the Bulldogs.
Trouble,
Smith's been massive. Kick 3. Griffin under real heat. Handball away.
Just have to hack it out of there to an outnumber, and Biggs takes it on the wing. Back inside 50, they'll go. The set-up kick through the hands of Dixon. Cordy tackled. The ball hasn't gone 15, so Davis has taken the mark, but he's got to play on. Patfull went and sourced it at ground level. And a ball up.
McLean in the hands of the train. Looks okay. Just a winding, I think. Oh, to stop mark. Just have a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. He got stopped by Tomlinson. Scraped down the comic cuts.
And a bit of a knee in the gob.
Oh, yeah.
Dogs by 3 points.
Ooh.
Scramble ball.
Bit of skin off.
Stringer on the ground. A couple around him, and the umpire wants it again.
So 2:08 to go. And the ball is camped inside the Bulldogs forward 50. 5-5 to 5-2. Just ticked over 30 minutes play to the second term. Smith's got 4!
Wow.
He's having the game of his life, this kid.
Too easy.
Stringer hasn't been cited, but Clay Smith has stepped up with 4 opening half goals and has the Bulldogs out by 9 points in the shadows of half-time. 6-5-41. Giants 5-2-32. Triple M Ego Outdoor Power Equipment scoreboard. 56 volts of power beyond belief.
Oh, well called, Swatter. PB. Equal PB for Smith. 4 goals. Just want to have a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. He just, there's no one there, just being the quarterback. It just opened the gate. He got the ball. It was a really good tap, but there was no sweeper. It's normally Heath Shaw, and I think Dixon is doing such a good job on Heath Shaw. As we have a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen again. Yeah, bad defence from GWS. Leon Cameron won't be happy with that, but great goal from Smith and the Bulldogs.
Oh, Heath Shaw. Looking at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen.
He got blocked. He's saying, where is the quarterback?
He's giving it to them.
9-point lead. It's going to be 1 down to Cornelio. Unable to get a kick away. Liberatore's got hold of him. Eventually got the handball. It comes wide to Griffin on the wing. Has a bounce. Stretches past Tom Boyd. And then high inside forward 50. Toby Green can't get there. And Morris takes the outnumber mark. And then he goes to Dalhouse at halfback.
Right half-back flank. Leading possession winners on the ground for Hardyacker, Ash.
Yeah, Clay Smith with 15, Dalhouse 14, and for the Giants, 16 to Kelly.
1:29 to go. Spearing ball. Daniel got the kick away, but he was pushed off the line as he got boot to ball. Easy mark by Davis. One more chance. He squares it out wide to Wilson.
Wilson's inside defensive 50. They'd have to move the ball nicely from here. He wants to go back and find Lobb. Lobb's got Haynes further afield. He hits him. Still at halfback. And he goes back to Lobb. So it's going to be a long switch if he goes here. Instead, he bites off the 45 to Scully. It's broken up in the air by Hunter. Scully goes back to get it. They descend on top of him. Did Scully roof it back in? I reckon he did.
Certainly did.
Holding the footy.
Beautifully called, JB.
So now this is big. Bontempelli with 40 seconds left can give the Dogs another look at it.
Well done by Scully, just scragging Bontempelli.
Bontempelli inside 50, massive numbers back. Oh, nearly a mark taken in the end by McLean somehow. Didn't hang on. Dev Smith with a little handball underground. Roberts went and got it. Missed the target of Easton Wood, who just fell on top of the footy. And a free kick's actually going the Giants' way.
Yeah, it took his legs, JB, the sliding rule.
11 seconds to go. Siren not far away. Hamling left his man.
Yeah, he's been good handling.
Good spoil. Siren about to sound. Smith will track the ball. He was hit hard and high, but no whistle. Kelly got him Stringer, and the siren does sound.
Let's see how much lip the GWS boys have got this quarter.
Not a lot, Spud.
Nothing.
Because they're on their backsides. They trail the Bulldogs at half-time. Western Bulldogs on the road, looking for a spot in a GF. 6-5-41 to the Giants, 5-2-32. The Hardyackers when we come back with you. Thoughts of Spud and Duck in the back row. Check in with Liam Flanagan, JB and Swatter. It's a prelim final call team, and it's the Bulldogs leading the Giants by 9 points. For McDonald's, Triple M, Rocks Footy. Yeah, half-time here at Spotless Stadium, and it's the Bulldogs leading 6-5-41 to the Giants 5-2-32. Make sure you play the Monopoly game at Macca's for a 1 in 5 chance to win great prizes instantly. Dogs by 9, Swans into the grand final. They sit back and wait to see will it be the Giants or the Bulldogs. For all the hard yakka numbers in that opening half is the two-man.
Yeah, thanks, Swatter. The Bulldogs, 15 more inside 50s, 37 to 22. They're up by 7 the clearances, but if you look at around the ground clearances, they've had twice as many, 20 to 10. The handballs, the numbers are a little bit down for the Bulldogs. They usually average 100.5. They're at 80 at the moment. In fact, the Giants have had 12 more. And the goal scoring efficiency, the Giants a little bit more efficient. They're going at 23%, opposed to the Bulldogs at 16, which is 9 below the league average. Leading ball winners on the ground, Clay Smith, 15 possessions, 3 tackles. He's nailed 4 goals. That's an equal career high for him. Dalhouse with 15, Johannesson with 14. Easton Wood, 12 possessions, 7 marks, 4 of those intercept marks. Dixon, 5 possessions and a couple of goals. And Jake Stringer's only had the 4 possessions, yet to hit the scoreboard for the Giants. 16 to Kelly, 15 to Scully, 13 to Shield and Cornelio. And Jeremy Cameron Swatter, just the 2 handballs for the game, has not registered a score.
Yeah, he's been very quiet, Jezza. Hardyacker making hard work look easy. What about the Herald Sun Supercoach player points update with the Dogs leading by 9?
Yeah, number 1 ranked player, Clay Smith with 84, Nathan Wilson 64, Dalhouse 62, Hayes at 60 and Rory Lobb with 57.
Bulldogs lead the Giants in the final prelim of the season. The winner will take on Sydney. The Bulldogs 6-5-41 to the Giants 5-2-32. So it's a 9-point dog lead. This is the halftime break for IGA Liquor. IGA Liquor, how the locals like it. Spud, it's been low scoring, it's been tough, but it's been enjoyable.
No, it has, Swatter. Sure, question without notice and just have a look. What was the score when Callum Ward went off? I'll just keep going, but when you get that, just butt in. The Bulldogs have been outstanding, Swatter. They're playing away. They're playing their 3rd final in a row. They're winning the contested ball, the clearances. Smack him inside 50. They could just get some quality delivery inside their forward 50. If Jake Stringer could have an impact, they could open up a 3 or 4 goal lead going into the last quarter. For GWS, you have a look. They've only had 22 inside 50s. Jeremy Cameron, the 2 handballs.
What do you do with him?
Leon Cameron needs to get to him and say, mate, lead, and lead again. I just want to see some work rate. I'm going to start you about 40 out. You just get to work. So if the ball goes in, the Bulldogs forward 50, even deep, I want to see you get the ball on the wing. If the ball gets to the wing, you work back hard towards goals and come back at the ball carrier. At the moment, he's looking for the bus stop. He's putting his hand in the air, looking for the one over the top, and young Hamlin's playing in front and doing a really good job. Toby Green, he's doing his part. He's kicked the 2 goals. Patton's kicked 2, but they've been the lone hands up in the forward line for the GWS. Dalhouse, he's been terrific, and as Stewart said, Clay Smith, an equal PB in a prelim final. What an absolute story this will be. I'm not sure how many knees he's had, but he's as hard as a cat's head. But the 2 stories, Swatter,
Yep.
rough head.
Yes.
Liam was all over it. He's been off the ground for 25 minutes, so the concussion rule hasn't come into play. He may still have concussion. That means he's out for the game. But Rowan White texted through and said the force of the falcon onto the eye could be bleeding behind the eye. So the doctors will take no chance with that whatsoever. What was the score when Callum Ward went off, please, Stuart?
Yeah, I'll give you the margin. I haven't got that, but the Giants were actually up by 4 points, and then when Ward went off, the Bulldogs kicked 4 goals to 2.
That was what I was looking for.
Thank you.
That's all I was looking for. When Ward was on, they were in front. When he went off, the Bulldogs kicked 4 goals. Now, that is a big story in itself, Swatter.
Yep.
One person and one person only would be very happy at the moment sitting at home, and that's John Longmire. There's soldiers going down here, left, right and centre. It's been a bruising encounter. It has been pretty, but it's been tough. And I think at the moment it's played on the Bulldogs' terms. I think GWS, their hands haven't been as clean, but that's taking nothing away from the Western Bulldogs because their pressure when GWS have got the ball has been elite.
Prepared to make a call as to who wins this at half-time, Spud?
No, I can't, Swatter. I still think the home ground advantage will give them a goal and a bit. So at the moment, it's a 50-50 game, each of 2.
All right, there's the former St Kilda champ,
sitting on the
Spud,
fence,
for all
playing.
yes. That's okay, Spud. It's a tough one to call. We'll get the thoughts of Duck when we come back. 6-5-41, the Bulldogs lead the Giants at half-time, 5-2-32.
Yeah, thanks, Swatter. Just the half-time instant trivia for the Herald Sun. The question is, when was the last time the Bulldogs won a prelim final? If you answer correctly on Twitter, Triple M Footy, you could be in the running for 2 tickets to this year's grand final, and we'll give you the answer straight after the break. It's half-time. It's the Bulldogs by 9 points over the Giants. Here's Chris McKenzie with another M Sport update for the Masters Builders Association of Victoria.
Half-time at the prelim final, Spotless Stadium. 6-5-41 Dogs, 5-2-32 GWS. Western Bulldogs 9-point half-time leaders. The question, Ash, prior to the break?
Yeah, last time the Bulldogs won a prelim final, and the answer was back in 1961 v Melbourne. So well done to Andrew Prinny. Goes in the running to next week's grand final for 2 tickets.
Righto, well done, Ash. For Petters, of course, the star performer, best on ground award. The experts in undercar, no bull. Petters. Wayne Carey's here with me. To half-time, who have you liked?
Oh, Clay Smith's been the standout player on the ground. 16 disposals. He's kicked the 4 goals, which Spud's already said at PB in a preliminary final. That's a great effort in a half a footy. Dalehouse has been dour. Easton Wood got off to a really good start, a little bit quieter in that second quarter, but also took what was an absolute brilliant mark. I love the game of Picken. He gives his all, Picken. And for GWS, Kelly has been solid. Scully and Sheila are giving them a lot of run, but right now it is, I know Spud just said, JB, that he thinks it's 50-50. I think the Bulldogs, well, not just because they're in front on the scoreboard, I think they're playing the better footy. They haven't shown it on the scoreboard, but they could quite easily be another four goals in front here, the Doggies. GWS have got some real work to do. And by the way, both defenders that have played on Jeremy Cameron, who's playing on Cameron, he's had a couple of different opponents. Roberts.
Yep.
Roberts has done a terrific job on Jeremy Cameron, so he's had a big influence on this game.
Yeah, they lead it by 9 points, and you just somehow watching the game think at some stage GWS are going to click into gear, maybe when the fatigue sets in for the Dogs, if it does. But you can't wait too long in a prelim for that to happen. No, otherwise you can end up in real strife.
Well, you can't. They've only found, and you said it during the call, they've only really found real time and space once during this game, and that was the one where they got it into Patton a one-on-one and he kicks the goal. But other than that, the Bulldogs have really protected and defended this ground really well. They won't be denied. That's the big question now. Now, we spoke last night clearly about the rest and how big a factor it was. Now, I don't think it was a factor. I just think Sydney smashed up on Geelong, just like they smashed up on Adelaide the week before. They had they started really well. They did the same last night. But we'll find out whether that rest really helps GWS in this second half and whether the Dogs do tire or not.
Liam Flanagan, Bob Jones, Team Arts, big injuries in this game.
You're just on that, JB. You're just having it with the an update, and Swatter, we had a little bit of a chat with a couple of doctors out the back. There is bleeding to the eye with Roughhead, but I'm led to believe, Swatter, the bleeding's in front of the eye,
which is
just as dangerous.
Going back into the eye socket, so he is officially out.
Yeah, so that's a falcon. It's just unfortunately got him in the right spot, and as I said, I think John Longmire, he'd be pretty happy with what he's seeing at the moment. They've obviously got a side to play, but he'd be hoping this goes down to the wire and the fatigue factor sets in, because they've already had the day break, Sydney. They look like they may get 1 or 2 players back. Looking forward to this contest, Swatter.
We might try it again. Liam Flanagan, down to you.
Boys, both sides back out in the park. We saw Cal Ward, his night's over halfway through that second term with that concussion issue, got the knee to the cheekbone. And the Dogs back out on the park, as you boys just mentioned, no Jordan Roughhead, so both teams down to 3 on the bench for this final half.
Yeah, I've just seen...
Oh, boy, Spud.
Yeah,
Nah,
it's not good. What? Got Nick Maxwell in the middle of the huddle talking to the players.
Really?
I know, look, you're doing leadership, but you don't...
Captain leadership.
Don't know, not sure about it. Not sure. Look, he's doing a pretty good job, but no, not for mine. He's had his day.
What would he be saying?
No, well, look, I would have left it to Phil Davis, I would have thought.
But also, what would you be saying
that you
couldn't say in the room?
Well, you can't.
I mean, you've just been in there for 20 minutes.
It's all about him.
You can't. Just ball to the boundary all day.
We are moments away from starting a massive second half, obviously.
Yeah.
For the Dogs, a spot in the granny for the first time since 1961.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
For GWS, a look at the start of an incredible talent journey, perhaps.
Nick Maxwell, if he's an icy pole, he'd lick himself to death at the moment.
So we get back in the middle. The umpire's ready to go. She's a big hour, this. For McDonald's Triple M Rocks Footy, Wayne Schwass, get us underway.
Yep, huge 60 minutes coming up, Jim. The winner will take on Sydney. Umpire Schmidt slams it down. Nice bounce for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Boyd, Tom goes early against Mummy. Mummy gets the tap down. Shields jumper was held. Darting after it was Dalhouse. Threw it out almost. Bulldogs player slow to get up. Bontempelli in the square. In the meantime, Picken quickly pumps the ball up towards McRae. Got a couple to beat. Did reasonably well. Brought it to ground. Goes again. Ducked under a tackle. Giants in numbers.
He's Shaw just bashes it long down the line. Dev Smith's got a couple to beat. Bounces fortuitously maybe for the Giants. Off the shin of Cameron, who's had a nightmare.
Great pickup.
And out wide, Bontempelli in some space picks it off.
Sorry, JB, that was Biggs. That was a beautiful left-handed pickup off the deck.
So
Lobb and Cameron are a liability for GWS in the forward line at the moment.
Bontempelli just massages it inside 50. Fisted away from Roberts. Brought away by the Giants, just bashing it long and bouncing inside forward 50 now. Eastonwood tracks it back. And a little left foot end on end is going to work to Boyd.
Yep, over the top of Matty Boyd. Can gather a bouncing ball, puts it on the left shoot. Good kick. Or will it be? Into the path of Hunter. Will he get there? Leaving his man was Tomlinson. Dixon arrives late, shovels the handball to Hunter. Wanted the high contact. Good umpiring, no whistle. Dixon goes again. Handball back, Picken, broadcast wing.
Picken to an outnumber. Davis. And at the back, Patfull. Patfull's handball okay to Griffin. Griffin over the top. Dylan Shields got running support wide. He sees that player in Scully. Has a bounce, the former number 1 overall pick. And then back to Dylan Shield. Further afield inside 50. Dylan's going to get it again. Left foot ball is missing.
Dude, good play though, JB.
Should have done better. 5-3-33, 6-5-41. Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
That was slick, wasn't it?
Yep.
And started by the ex-Bulldog captain in Griffin off half-back.
So if you're just joining us, Giants and the Bulldogs, 8-point lead to the Dogs, but they both do it with a man down. Ward out, and so is Rufford in that second quarter. Matty Boyd to himself. Heads towards the outer half-back flank. Drives it long. Tommy Boyd's there, but a good mark. This kid's got some dash. Haynes.
He's a really good player, Swatter. Backs himself in to mark the ball.
He'll pump it long inside forward 50. Big marking targets down there, we know. None of them able to touch it. Dev Smith went and got it. This way, that way. And he misses too. So 2 real gettable ones. The Giants have missed early in this second half. 5-4-34. 6-5-41. Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
They're just getting some territory though. You can just see they're just starting to build a little bit at the moment, GWS.
Spartan Duck, Shelby Power special comments. 34-41. Early stages, third term. Grand final berth on offer. Matty Boyd goes onto the left shoot. Left half back flank. Keeping it alive was Whitfield. Centering kick around the corner. Top of the goal square. Lob! He ain't no liability now.
Yep.
Got a goal. Fortuitously off the hands of 2 Dog defenders. And it's back to a 1-point ball game. 6-4, 6-5. Dogs lead. Beaumont Tile scoreboard. 3 gone. Third term. Liam Flanagan. Marcus Bontempelli.
Yeah, boys, he's been trying to get off the ground for the last 5 minutes or so. It looks to be an issue with that right hip. He got crunched in the centre square. He's been trying to make his way. If it could be a cork right hit, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there, Lamb. A hip pointer. It was a good hit from the GWS players, but that, again, 3 repeat entries. Puts the Dogs under pressure. Bit of pain, Bontempelli. Gee, that'll be big news if he can play no further part.
Bulldogs by point. You just get a feeling that the damn wall's going to bust open at some stage, but this club, the Western Bulldogs, have been so gallant.
Straight down the race, Bontempelli.
Mumford went without it. Shield sort of hacked it forward. Green went and got it. Handball on the up. Somehow found Cornelio. Back to Shield. He's going to work. This is a superstar in the making, Dylan Shield. High ball forward. Numbers here with the Giants. It bounces all the way through. No. Touched by Morris on the line. All tied up. 6-5 apiece.
Well, they've dominated the first part of this third quarter. Dylan Shield has been the main culprit. What's he had, 2 men?
In this quarter, 5 possessions in 4 minutes.
5 in 4.
How many inside 50s as well, Stuart?
5-2 Giants way.
Got to get Jakey Stringer into the game, Duck.
He's on the wing, Swatter.
So McLean with a big leap. Magnificent leap. Came in late, gracefully took it, called to play on. He's got to chip the ball to Clay Smith, who kicked 4 opening half goals. Defensive side, broadcast wing. Bontempelli in the rooms. You'd expect a little bit of juice put into that hip, and hopefully he comes back on. Hunter's got the mark at half back.
I like this, the Bulldogs. They've just got to keep possession here. Just take the run out of the GWS team.
Hunter low to Dalhouse, who's got it on the wing.
Just slow it down. That's what they're doing.
Luke Dalhouse had Boyd. Tom further afield, didn't go there, went long down the line. Mumford in from the side, unable to take it. Dunkley's hands missed. Picked up by Caleb Daniel. Little inching kick forward. Bounces in available turf to Clay Smith. Smith the centering ball. Heath Shaw and Dixon. Brilliant mark.
That's a huge win again on Heath Shaw. This is great coaching from Beveridge. Dixon's, I think he's kicked 2. He's created another couple. Then this will be 5 goals he's had a hand in on the All-Australian halfback flanker, their general Heath Shaw, who's had how many to it?
8 possessions.
Yeah,
this is a huge win.
And there's no one that he can give a spray to about
Exactly.
He looked around.
Yep.
So this to give the Dogs back a 6-point lead. Surely can't miss. Directly in front. 20 out. Through it goes. And then a bit of trash to the heater. A little bit of have some of that, you smart ass.
Yeah, Clay Smith's in there as well.
47-41, Dogs by 6 points.
This is good. I just sensed at half-time, Doug, you could see GWS at quarter time, they were chirpy. I think the Bulldogs, if they can just maintain the rage and keep getting the ball in there, the lippiness will be sort of wilted away from GWS.
Well, that was important, JB, because they just kept possession. They slowed the game down. While that fast pace was going on, GWS have been dominating, but they slowed it down. They hit a couple of targets, and they get it forward to a one-on-one.
Let's go downstairs. Flanners, Bob Jane, T-Mart.
Bontempelli back on deck for the Dogs, boys. Swatto, he's had a little bit of juice put in because he's moving a lot more freely.
Yep, need to get him back on. They lead by a goal for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy, and Tommy Boyd storms from the middle. Puts it inside 50. Cordy. But this kid,
he's a beauty.
He's a cracker. Haynes took a good mark and squares it out wide. Bouncing ball to Wilson. Can he keep it in? No. Small victory for the Dogs. They reset 48 out from their goal.
Haynes copying a little spray from Dylan Shield too, saying, mate, just be composed in the back half.
He did all the hard stuff, Haynes.
So throw in. Mumford down. Caleb Daniel walked through. There is Dylan Shield again, extricating the footy to Cornelio. Cornelio's handball got to Williams, who arched the back and got out of the tackle. Long down the line ball, lots of players in the air. The general at ground level did pretty well. Palmer then unable to get his hands on the footy. Numbers now with the Dogs. McLean's handball was broken up. Hamling just shoveled it out in the Biggs direction. Biggs slapped a pretty good ball and then got it back. High, now you got to be really focusing on the footy. Well done, Dalhouse.
Yeah, really good.
Mumford coming at him.
Yeah, good courage from Dalhouse.
He's got a little bit of a clubbing from Mummy, so Dunkley puts it inside 50. Stringer!
Oh, he's nearly
They've
off
responded, Spud. They conceded the opening goal to Love at the 3-minute mark. Got one back to Dixon with his third at the 6th. And at the 8-minute mark, Jakey Stringer can go back and line up to put it out to a 2-goal lead.
Take a bow, Dalhouse. He had Big Mummy bearing down on him. He kept his eyes on it, Swatter. And he got the free kick, drew the free kick. And this man, well, I'll tell you what, Swatter.
Pelly's back on.
His set shots last week as the Bond comes back on was not good.
4 disposals, 2 marks, scoreless so far. Now's your time, Jake. Step up to the plate and kick a clutch goal.
Oh, no.
He's missed.
Stabbed at it.
He's missed like Dunkley and Smith did in the opening term. 7-point lead. 7-5, 7-6, 48 to 6-5, 41. Dogs way, Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
He kicked the 3 last week, Swatter, but they were all snaps.
Yeah.
The set shots he had were
Still
all
a kickable
Well,
goal.
that wasn't his correct routine, Duck. He stabbed at that.
No, he's got the heebie-jeebies.
Jeez, you hope these
look at
misses
this.
don't come back to haunt them. Kick into the man on the mark. It bounces out. 48 from home. The momentum's going the Dogs' way.
Yeah, Bontempelli back on the ground too.
Just got to take their chances.
No, they do.
Interstate and a prelim, you got to take every single one. Listen to the crowd though getting into it. Mumford and Boyd.
Been good, Boyd, on Mumford.
Bontempelli went without the footy. Again a smother. Haynes kicks it to a real dangerous spot. Johannesson goes back and tracks it down.
Go to
They
switch.
set the wall up really well. He squares it as Spud said. Got it to Biggs. Can go short or wide. He goes wider to Daniel. Matty Boyd to get some separation. Now a bit of room. Can close to 50. Centering ball. Top of the square. Tommy Boyd.
Oi.
Big leap. Fall of the ball. Dixon's there. Bontempelli charging through heavy traffic was Davis. Did well.
That can't be deliberate.
Yep.
Oh,
Cannot call that
umpire.
deliberate, umpire.
I'm having a look. Seriously, there's a GWS player
But
there.
what you've got to understand,
Duck.
now listen, what you've got to understand is he's gone straight to the boundary. He's in the corridor, and he's kicked the ball straight to the boundary.
I don't like it, mate.
It's the correct
GWS
decision.
No, it
Boyd,
wasn't.
high forward, lots of players in the air, to the ground, Stringer the snap, Kelly nervous, Bontempelli coming through, again an attempted snap and a really good smother, I think, from Griffin.
When you're
out of play.
Just when you're in the corridor, you can't kick the ball straight to the boundary.
But that missed his teammate by a
but
metre.
it doesn't matter. He's gone straight to the boundary.
Third quarter inside 50s, Ash.
7-5, but Bulldogs have had the last 5.
They've got it inside their forward 50. They lead by 6. Ball spills free into the path of Williams. He's under real heat. He took him on. He tried to break the tackle.
Yep, free
Good
kick.
work defensively.
They're getting their wall
I think
going,
it might be
Swatter.
Stringer's got it, Spud.
He'll
Or is
play
it?
on
No,
here.
it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It is.
Stringer.
I thought it was Liberatore.
He'll
Liver's on
play
his
on.
right side for his left footer.
He'll have a shot.
And Jake said, piss off. It's my time.
Well, like I said, he just hasn't kicked the ball from set shots well at all.
Well, this has got Jake Stringer written all over it, Duck. It's a tight shot. He'll kick from 45. He's outside the boundary
He
line.
missed from 30.
I know, Duck. But this is harder. He'll
He's
probably
soaking up
thread
the
it.
time too.
So he's got 3 seconds on the shot clock. On his way. Repeat inside 50s. They lead by 6. 11 gone. Third term on its way across the face of goal. Mummy towers above them all.
He's right off with his kicking, Stringer.
No, that's it's harder to miss everything like he did there. Gee.
Mummy's got Griffin short, doesn't want to go there, just pounds it long. Lob should take the mark, got hands to it, unable to. Numbers here with the Dogs picking. Kick smothered. Eastonwood came from outside the field of play, pumps it long to the hot spot. Oh, big fly. Stringer unable to take it front and centre. Pretty good though was Scully, but now they've got an issue because there's no one there wearing the same jumper. Well done by Whitfield to get it going forward. Big ball to win here. Hunter and Scully, nice and hard at it. Dev Smith picks it off.
Look at this.
It was Green. Green goes long. It lands with the general. Takes it 15 out. Bang.
Well done, Scully.
Coast to coast. Big man Patton's got 3. And we are back to just a point in the prelim.
Tom Scully on the wing. Him and Lockie Hunter, they attacked the contest. The ball ended up going GWS's way. Patton slipped forward. Mumford took the mark in the back half. That is a terrific goal. And Doug, the 2 misses from Jake Stringer. It goes straight down the other end for a goal to GWS.
Once they get through that wall, JB, once they get through that line, then it just opens up for GWS.
Now the Giants fans find their voice. It's a 1-point ball game. 7-6, 7-5. Dogs lead. Jim said Patton's got 3. Schmidt, the umpire, gets ready to smack it down. It's a bounce that favours Tommy Boyd up against his old team for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy. Liberatore applies the brakes with a tackle along with Clay Smith.
Why didn't he call that ball back, Swatter?
Don't know. Don't try to work out why the umpires do certain things, Duck. Bontempelli over the top. McRae put his head over the prune. Bontempelli through heavy traffic, weaved his way into space.
Oi.
Then he got intercepted with the handball. Has to go back and apply a tackle. And then he collared his man Green high.
He'll come back to Green.
What are the free kicks in this game, Ash?
Yeah, it's in favour of the Bulldogs, JB, 16-8.
Ooh.
They're just starting to strip the bullies a little bit the last couple of minutes.
Toby Green, long inside forward 50. The big generals there. Lob in front with the mitts. You just sense, Duck, this game as it goes on. These big marking forwards are going to have their say.
Oh, Cameron's getting into a couple of defenders, but
I'm not sure Cameron should be saying too much about it, but big lob. He is a beautiful mark of the footy, and that is a ripping grab. Boyd was right there, but just couldn't. Had to take the body.
he's actually in the ruck, guys, when he's taking this mark, not at the forward, because Mummy's off the ground.
So 2 in a row for the first time in a long time here for the Giants, if he can convert, and he has. They've hit the front. They're out by 5 points. What a cracking game of footy we got here. 8-5-53. The Dogs are 7-6-48 on the Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Yeah, it's a really good mark. It just forced Tommy Boyd to defend, and in the ruck. Hasn't looked all. He's looked all at sea a little bit as playing as a forward there. Mumford is going to forward, so Liam Cameron just is thinking Duck the taller players. Even though Cameron's not having an impact, it means a Bulldog player has to play him. So now he's got Patton, he's got Cameron, and he's got Big Mummified.
Big Mummy's down there.
6 lead changes for the game, Hardyacker. Just in this quarter, the Giants 7 entries, but they've kicked 3 goals, 6 scoring shots.
3 goals to 1 in this term, too. They trailed by 9, they lead by 5. Nice bounce for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy. Tommy Boyd goes at Lob. Lob's got a couple in the turn. Pressure from Tommy Boyd again was good. Dogs push it forward.
How do you think Stevie J be going at the moment? Trying to find him on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen, the chomp, but
You want to ground those teeth down.
be nothing left.
High goes Caleb Daniel forward, fisted away by Clay Smith, lands with Kelly. Kelly to Patfull off half back. Long ball forward to a one-on-one. The big general with work to do. It gets out the back. Whitfield lurking. Boyd went and got it. That's Matty. Matty with a nice ball to Picken. Measured it beautifully.
Yeah, did it really well. Pulled the kick. Picken just brought the handball back to McRae, who Noah likes to distribute well. Darts the ball, but reading it well was Kelly.
It was
Tumbles in down low, Spud.
It was across his body. It was just a low percentage kick spotter.
He's had corridor options open everywhere. Kelly didn't want to pull the trigger. Goes long instead. Big targets out the back. A dangerous position here if they can get it there. The Giants, look at Whitfield, the wheels. Just couldn't keep it in. Dev Smith was off to the races if he could. So it's going to be thrown in. About 70 out from the Giants' right of your radio dial goal. The Vincent Fairfax stand, whoever the hell that is, with all of the duest respect to Vincent. Thrown in ball, 70 from home. Down to Kelly. Kelly to Green. Nice hard tackle. Underground handball. McRae did brilliantly to Bontempelli. High ball forward. It's going to land inside the field of play just. Dunkley touches it over.
16, almost 17 gone, third term. Trailed by 9 at half-time, the Giants. 3 goals to 1 in this quarter. And they currently lead by 5. Throw in half forward for the Bulldogs. Boyd, Tommy, got it moving forward with a good tap to Pick, and Liberatore had the hands free. Got it to McRae. Let it go for Hunter. Through heavy traffic. Pierces the ball, but it's well read by Tomlinson.
Been solid, Tomlinson. What's he had to it?
Yeah, 9 possessions, 5 marks.
Scully's got work to do here. Johannesson picked him off and got the ball out of play. So that's a good result for the Dogs. He'll be thrown in 55 from home. Ebbs and flows in this game have been amazing. Yeah. Just when you think a side's getting on top, the response comes. Short boundary throw in. Mumford slapped it into the path of Cornelio. If he can keep it in, he should be able to get around. Cordy just inches it down the ground and it evades Patton and goes over.
The Bulldogs need Libba to lift. He's only had the 7 disposals. Now, he was brave last week. We know he's come back from a horrific injury. They just need him to get his hands on the footy a little bit more.
Well, he's at half forward with Williams at the moment, Duck. Throw in on the outer wing. Giants with numbers. Scully, did he get away? Was he legged? I thought he was held around the ankles. Johannesson attacked it. Bontempelli spins out of trouble. Tries to bounce a handball to McRae. Can't keep it in and we'll have it tossed in on the outer wing. 7-5, 8-5, Giants lead.
Really good game from Cornelio. What's the Cornelio-Bontempelli matchup, please, Stuart, for Hardyacker?
Cornelio 17, Bontempelli only at 13.
Great performance, Cornelio.
Throw in. Cordy stripped of it by Shield. Beautiful hands from the Giants. Dev Smith's kick, though, partially smothered, allowing Johannesson in. And he sticks it wide to McRae, wing out of side. Giants lead this game by 5 points. They've kicked 3 of the last 4 of the game.
Don't mind this, though. Wayne Carey alluded to about 15 minutes ago. When they did this, they scored a goal. So
back to Johannesson at half-back with some slow ball movement.
It just seems when GWS get the ball at the moment, they're the guys that can tempo and break the lines, and the Bullies, unfortunately, aren't able to do that. So I don't mind this from the Bullies.
To McRae, who's called to play on, so just got to hoist it high. The big man Mumford parked there. Can't take it. Ground level Dixon. McLean it was. Now Boyd and also Easton Wood with a hard ball to win. Shields is the one who ended up winning it. What a quarter he's played. Off to Haynes. Haynes has got Whitfield running, ignores him.
Just starting to win some of those clearances and stoppages now and get men free, and they've got one now. It's Cameron. Whitfield over the top to Cameron. He waits, a looping handball. Morris at him. Quick handball back to Whitfield. Starting to open up now. The Giants have got the mark. No. Good spoil on Palmer when I thought he had it. Great tackle on Fletcher Roberts. The heat goes up a notch. The ball goes out of bounds. Deep inside the Giants forward 50. You just sense, boys, they are really starting to press the medal now, the Giants.
No, they are. Great spoil from Johannesson, though. Saved a certain mark to GWS.
Throw in, inside forward 50 for the Giants. worked down to a real outnumber. It got to Bontempelli, and that kick, they'll be asking why that's any different.
Yeah. We've got to be consistent.
And that's why it's rubbish stuff. If you're going to pay it every time.
Not going to say anything.
I agree with you.
That's just a poor decision.
Should have been. If they're consistent, they should have given it to the player.
It's now been overruled. That's a good decision.
Good decision. Well done to the umpires.
Got to be consistent.
Yeah.
Handball, not really sure why, to Wilson, who just ran around Stringer, and then a high ball inside 50. Hands in the air, no one able to take it. Underground from Morris. Bontempelli, they did that pretty well to Easton Wood, and now McRae.
Yep, they've got to stand tall here, the Dogs. Dalhouse got a handball to McRae, working the boundary line. Pressure's pretty good from the Giants. Stringer got a hand on along with Griffin. And there's a little bit of byplay going between Whitfield and McRae. And we'll have it tossed in between wing and half forward, broadcast side. 8-5, 7-5. 6-point lead to the Giants. Mummy up against Cordy. Had a go at it, completely missed it, Cordy. Giants put it inside 50, whistle.
I can't believe,
free, Spud.
Can't believe they haven't played Bontempelli at full forward just to see what Canelio does, because that'll be a great matchup for Bontempelli if Canelio's playing full back, and just put Stringer on the ball for a couple of minutes just to get him into the game.
Eddie Boyd short to Dalhouse. Dalhouse goes short. Johannesson still inside defensive 50. He distributes it long and wide to the outer side. It's Hamling, the target, didn't get to him. Cameron broke it up in the air. Footy out of play.
They've just been able to hold them up just for the last 4 or 5 minutes now, the Bulldogs. Important that they don't allow GWS to score. Just been an important few minutes, Bud.
5:53 left in this third term. Mumford with a double fister. Bashes it straight back out of play.
What's he had mummified for Hardjacko?
Yeah, Spud, 7 possessions, laid 3 tackles, and he's racked up 25 hit-outs.
Yeah, look, he's been okay, but the second efforts just haven't been there tonight. Now, that's taking nothing away from Boyd, because I think he's been okay, Boyd.
All thanks to Hardjacko. Mummy got a tap down to Canelio. The ball spills into the path of Griffin. Another clearance. Got it to Scully around the corner with the scrubbing ball. Giants keep it alive and men free. Green's out the back door. Got a man at half forward. It's Palmer. Takes the mark. Starting to really open them up now, the Giants.
They were clean through the midfield. And got to move the ball quicker, Palmer.
Jeez,
yeah, you got one-on-ones. If you're not going to back your forward to win a one-on-one...
He had Patton on you, Anderson.
He's kicked 3. Yeah, it's just... He needs to kick the goal now. It's as simple as that.
The distance may be beyond him, Spud. He to Shaw will give a handball. Poor defensive work from the Bulldogs. Shaw's high.
Not the heater.
Probing, bombing ball. He's home.
Look at the heater.
And he's going off his chops, high-fiving every basket.
He's like a peacock.
Giants open it up to their biggest lead of the game so far, Chew. I hope I'm right. 7-6-48 the Dogs. The Giants are 9-5-59. It's an 11-point lead.
Look at the heater. He's found everyone that talked trash to him in the last 10 minutes. He's pinballed off the lot of them.
That's not
Beaumont Tile scoreboard, Spud, duck.
It's beautifully called, JB, and really slack defence. You got Palmer. We all knew. Everyone in the whole stadium knew that he wasn't going to make the distance. And who's on his own but Heath Shaw? Just a brain fade. Absolute brain fade from Dixon.
Shelby Power designer to improve performance. Wayne Carey's Bud Frawley doing a titanic job in the prelim. 59-48 now. Giants their biggest lead, Ash.
Spot on, JB.
Mumford down. What about the quarter this bloke's played? Dylan Shield. Just
incredible.
Supreme. Another centre clearance. And there's a hold of the jumper that didn't really need to happen from Hopper, who's been very quiet.
Oh, yes. What's Shield had this quarter for Hardjacko?
He's had 8 touches, Spud.
So the Dogs get the chance to bring it away. They go long in the Bontempelli direction. He's unable to take it. No doubt he saw to me, Duck Bontempelli.
Getting forward then.
Well, he didn't look like he wanted to go into that contest, did he?
No, there's no doubt he is favouring whatever it is, the hip, and he's just not attacking the footy.
He's pushing forward now, and I don't mind this. Get him in the goal square. If you're not going to compete in there with an injury, just see if he can mark the ball forward. Pinch a goal.
Through the hands of Griffin, Lockie Whitfield got a little kick forward, and that's going to dribble over the line, and it'll be thrown in. So 9-5-59 Giants, 7-6-48 Dogs. Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard, by the way, Tylers. Exclusive to Beaumont's Trade Club. 5 bags of the selected ABA adhesives, and you get one free.
4:22 to go. Dogs can't afford to concede another goal. It's been a dominant quarter by the Giants, 4-1. Round the corner kick. McLean came at it. Williams with the spoil. Smith, who got 4 goals in the opening half, is well tackled. got a problem. It's not coming out. Free kick. No, it's going. The Bulldogs
Yeah, he
way.
dragged it in.
So it
Hatfield
goes
dragged
against
it in.
Hatfield to Dunkley.
Yep. Good call.
Dunkley to Stringer. Done bugger all. Sits it high inside forward 50. Good one-on-one contest here. Pushed out. Picken almost ended up with the footy. Tomlinson went and got it. Dangerous handball. In fact, it was Hopper. It'll come to Shaw. Shaw's kick brilliantly smothered
Dalhouse.
by Dalhouse.
Yeah,
The
it's good
footy's
play
going to be
from
thrown in.
Dalhouse. Absolutely outstanding.
On the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Chemist Warehouse, the home of real brands and real savings. They've got it inside their forward 50. Desperate times for the Dogs. Need a goal. Trail by 11. Have conceded 4 in the term. Off the hands of Boyd. Tom will do it again. 25 around from the Dogs' goal. Who's gone quiet in this third term for the Bulldogs? Thanks, Stu.
Yeah, Swatters, we have a look at the Hard Yakka stat sheet. We've got Hunter just the 3 possessions, Smith just the 3 disposals as well.
11-point lead to the Giants. Throw in Griffin. Couldn't get boot to ball properly. Smith had it, lost it, gets flicked out to Dalhouse, goes towards the top of the square, now works towards the outer side. Shaw's there with Dixon, but an engrossing battle. Shaw did well.
Did brilliantly. Just bashed it end on end down the line. It's going to come back though through Morris to Biggs. Biggs to half forward, low and hard inside 50. Haynes, Bontempelli. The Bont came late at it,
like
then a don't argue. Handball off to Cordy. The
Bont.
snap's there.
The Bont.
Got his first. And the Dogs get one back, and it was very, very necessary. Back to 5 points. They trail. Triple M Beaumont tile scoreboard.
I like Bontempelli down the forward line, Duck. He's just a hard matchup. I know the Cordy kicked the goal, but he was the one that created the one-on-one contest, then used his body beautifully to create the opening for Cordy. This is just an outstanding game. What have we got? 3 minutes. 3 minutes left on the clock.
And the 20-year-old, he's proven he's a match winner, and that was a match-winning handball. And Dalhouse, I tell you what, talk about match-winning handball. What about Dalhouse's smother?
Yeah.
Just a minute ago, he's had 24 possessions, 19 pressure acts, Dalhouse.
I reckon you make a good coach, Spud. You've been calling for the move. Bontempelli forward
Have a
for
look at
5
the fend
minutes.
off.
They do it on the Chemist Warehouse. The dish off to Cordy, and a crucial goal to the Dogs. Trail right now by 5. Just under 3 to go for McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. Cornelio can't get a handball target. Dunkley got the ball moving. Daniel's been a bit fumbly. Haynes tried to steamroll him. Ball inside the square. Liberatore handball off to Matty Boyd. Poor kick though, marked by Tomlinson, half back.
Spread
They're out
out
here.
too. It's Toby Green who takes it, gets closed down. They continue to spread for him, but he doesn't want to go wide. He's got 2 options still there if he wants. Doesn't want to use either, just goes long and high down the line, and that suits this man perfectly. Hamling took a nice chop out, intercept mark.
Wasn't a really good play from Biggs, just protecting. Sorry, Fletcher Robertson protected Hamling to mark that ball.
Not always a great kick of the footy, Hamling, and that's another example of it. Hopper, a couple of goes at it, couldn't take it, but then he brought the footy
strong.
away. Did pretty well. This one's hacked in the air. Whitfield's got to really focus, and he does. Wants to go corridor, gets it to Griffin. Griffin's got it, and that should have been 50.
Yes,
Dalhouse
should
just
have been.
walked past
Yeah,
him.
he did.
Umpy, if the rule's there, you got to use it. That's what I call Duck as weak as piss. Because if that's a 50, he kicks a goal from 20 out. It comes to Shaw. Shaw low, gets to Haynes.
They haven't paid one of those, have they?
Well, but it's there. He was a metre away from him. It was a brain fade by Dalhouse, but they got away with it. Haynes, high and long to the top of the square. It gets to the back. Scully kicks a goal. No, touched.
Oh.
They're all saying touched.
Yeah.
So a
They're
review's coming.
confident. They're confident, JB.
Let's have a listen.
Hey, we're reviewing it.
Okay.
Each time.
Score review.
It's okay.
Umpire's call is a goal.
They're going to his
Please
own.
check it wasn't touched off the boot.
So it's got to be overturned, and it looks like the little finger of the spoiling player got his hand on it, so I reckon it will be a behind.
Yeah, Stringer, is it?
Stringer,
Yeah, left finger. You're right, his little
make that
left
decision.
finger.
So it'll be overturned and a behind. Big play. Not sure why they need to see so many more.
Stevie Wonder could see it.
Up there. That's what they're looking at it. Yeah.
Review complete. The score is a behind. It was touched.
That's it. So 9-6-60 to 8-6-54. And that's big with a minute and 20 left.
Yep.
There's Mr. Magoo up there.
So the Dogs dodge a bullet. 1:24 to go the third term. Got a huge fourth quarter coming up. Don't go anywhere. Ball is back in. Dunkley, I should say, over the top. Couldn't juggle the mark at half-back broadcast side.
They dodged a bigger bullet with that Dalhouse 50.
Yeah.
That is just an umpiring brain fake.
That was a certain goal.
6-point lead to the Giants. 1:18 to go the third term. Sydney wait and watch. Winner will take on the Swans in the grand final next week. Boyd has battled against Mumford all night since Roughhead went off in the second term. Ducking under the tackle was Wilson. He'll pump a high probing ball. Green back of the pack engages. Carries the pack. Bouncing ball into the post. It's a 7-point lead. 9-7-61, 8-6-54. Beaumont Tile scoreboard. Giants lead.
Minute left of the clock.
Quick move. Matty Boyd, movement of the ball. Mumford gets rid of the direct man, but Tom Boyd did well. Handball to a player, though, who was being tackled. Still they go through Dunkley. Dunkley's forward handball to Bontempelli. Got out of a couple of tacklers, no, and left the footy behind. Thought Dev Smith might have been taken high, no free. Big ball to win here, and it's been won by the Dogs. Dalhouse brought it away. Run down, Padful. Did he get a handball? He must have. Now it's massive. Griffin picked up by Caleb Daniel, and he bounces and throws. Wow! 1-point game. With 24 seconds left, Daniel's got his first.
Well called, JB. What about Clay Smith? Runs into his ex-captain in Ryan Griffin, caused a magnificent spillage. Have a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen. You've got Smith and Griffin going for the hard ball. Bang! Ball spills.
Great by both players.
Yeah, both players, Duck, you're right. But Daniel in the right spot at the right time. Great team goal. What a magnificent game of tough, contested footy we've got here tonight.
He's been a little bit fumbly, I agree. He's made a couple of mistakes today, Caleb Daniel, but that was as clean as you like. That low sense of gravity helped him there. He swooped that up beautifully.
Refused to be denied this Bulldog.
They
trail by a point. Siren about to sound in 20-odd seconds for McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. Liberatore, fall of the ball, base of the pack. Can he get it out? No.
Just had shots of the Wharf Hotel in Melbourne.
Off its chop, Spud.
1,500 Bulldog supporters.
Throw up on Bontempelli's been really important since coming back on the ground. He's ridden into the back, didn't have the pill. Umpire puts the P away. 7 seconds to go. 6 of this pulsating third term. 61-60. Giants lead by the slenderest of margins. Lukey Beveridge is working the board like no man.
What are the free kicks, Ash, please?
Yeah, it's in favour of the Bulldogs, JB. 19-9.
And there's your siren. So a huge run home. Absolutely. Still the trash gets talked. This time it's little Dev Smith. He wants a piece. Not sure he's built for it. A few others come in and a bit of pushing and shoving. It is 1 point the difference in favour of the Giants at three-quarter time. Huge run home. The stakes get no higher. A spot in a grand final. You'll hear from Duck and Spud next. Swatter, Two-Man, Liam Flanagan, the big team for this spotless stadium prelim. Giants by a point on the Beaumont Tile scoreboard for McDonald's Triple M Rocks Finals footy. It has been a cracking final series, and this prelim final is going right down to the wire. Giants 9-7-61, Dogs 9-6-60. Just a point separates these sides with a quarter to go. Wayne Carey and Danny Frawley.
Yeah, look, they won't be denied, will they, the Bulldogs? I thought GWS dominated for most of that third quarter, but it's when the Bulldogs try to take them on at their own game. Right now, GWS, they look like the slicker, quicker team, but the Bulldogs, the pressure, they just keep coming and coming and coming. And, the scoreboard shows exactly what it is. It's just a dour contest. And I guess if you're going to go off that, we talk about the week break, JB. Will that go in favour of this GWS team in the last, or will the hardened Bulldogs do what they've done all year, and that is defy the odds?
Well, they've jumped over hump after hump, the Bulldogs this year, Duck, and I don't think it's just been a great game. It's very hard to pick a winner. You'd think at home, GWS with the fresh legs, the first 10 minutes, we say it all the time, but scoreboard momentum. There hasn't been more than 2 goals in the whole game, Chua, for Hardyacker.
Yeah, biggest lead of the game, Spud, 13 points to the Bulldogs.
So it's really crucial to get some clearances.
Liam Flanagan down on the boundary.
Boys, the 20,000 crowd that's come here tonight are going to go home absolutely knackered. They've been living and breathing every moment of this game down here at ground level.
Righto, we're ready to go in this final turn for McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. Wayne Schwass, get us away.
Giants by a point. Nice bounce. Mumford gets Boyd. Mummy has a second crack at it. Shields been big. Darts away. Tries to get a handball. Good pressure from Dalhouse. Stringer comes in aggressively to Mumford. Bontempelli the handball out to McRae. Darting ball up the middle. Corny.
Went to ground.
It bounced out.
Haynes has got to find a way. He does to Scully and or Dev Smith. Dev Smith got it back to Scully. Hadn't got the time he thought. So to Cornelio, and then the retreating handball will work. Cameron takes the mark.
Gee, it was
Only
jittery.
just.
Real jittery. No, he nearly ducked the chutney there, Jeremy Cameron.
He's got Kelly on short, who's run on. He should keep going, Kelly. He's got Lob long. He goes in that direction. It's going to land right in the square. A big fly at the back from Whitfield. And it's fisted through for a behind. 2 points, Giants.
Well, it was actually too good a kick there from Kelly. It was actually should have went to about 10 metres out. It was so easy to defend over the line, but yeah, that missed mark from Cordy, the start of this quarter from the Bulldogs.
Costly. So Johannesson got it to Hunter. Will drive it long. Dixon will come late, but the leaper is Haynes. Hit the ground running. Handball Shield. Scully already got one. Round the corner towards the goal square. Giants have a couple.
Yes.
It's the general. No, it's Lob.
Yeah, it's Lob. He's
Deep in the pocket, Spud.
This is, look, for goal number 3. How many intercept possessions for Haynes, please, for Hardyaker?
Yeah, on the Hardyaker stat sheet, Spud, he's racked up 13.
Has he got this in him, the big man?
Yeah, he has.
So he opens up the angle, goes on the left shoe, and he's got it all right. He's got 3, and he kicks the opening goal of the final turn. The Giants have a little bit of breathing room. They lead by 8. 10-8, 68, 9-6, 60. Plenty of time if you're a Dogs fan. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Instead of GWS getting twitchy at the start of this last quarter, you got McRae coming out of the middle, hits Cordy lace out, he goes to ground, comes off his chest. 45 seconds later, Haynes, who's been absolutely outstanding for GWS in the defence, intercept marks, intercept possessions, gets the ball forward to Lob, who we think, you know, Patton's done his job, Cameron's been quiet. Could he be the match winner for GWS?
Well, that's the great thing about this forward line. If one doesn't get you, the other one does.
8 points it is in favour of the Giants. Early strike in this final term, and that's a free kick to Mumford. You're not allowed to do that out of the right. And Dylan Shields not allowed to do that either. If it's a free kick of that type, you've got to go back and take it. So Big Mummified has to go and find the footy.
Phil Davis will get this.
He wants the handball off to Phil Davis, who's run on, and then the straight backer.
Lazy.
Inside forward 50. Good mark taken by Green.
Well, there's 2 occasions in this second half. Heath Shaw runs past, kicks a goal. Mumford was never going to kick it. And Phil Davis waltzes through, gets the ball and kicks it to Green for a shot at goal.
And he's kicked 2 already, so this will be his 3rd to add to Patton's 3 and Lob's 3. So some nice contributions for the Giants in front of the big sticks.
I think he's just made for this, JB, on this occasion, right here, right now for Toby Green.
There's no shortage of confidence in the little man, we know that. So
bring it on, he's going.
He won't freeze
it's like a sponge.
with the moment. These are big early strikes if he can steer this through. And it is working back.
Have a look at that.
It's working back.
Have a look at it.
He sticks it through the guts.
He's born to do it.
9-6-60 to 11-8-74. Biggest lead in the match now, going the Giants' way.
Strong mark, and if you looked at that ball, left to right, which is what we said earlier in the game, but they're the little things that clearly massive advantage for Greater Western Sydney because they know exactly what the footy's going to do, but big centre clearance, and that's Boyd. Boyd's been a ruck, Boyd's been a forward. He wants to become a ruckman forward, but that's just a silly free kick, didn't know the rules, and just just dumb.
And allowed Davis to just waltz through to get the handball off him was inexcusable from the forward line from the Western Bulldogs. See, now they've got to hit back hard, nice and early here, the Bullies.
So it's a 14-point lead to the Giants. Biggest one of the game for McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. They dart hard off the line. Cornelio slung tackle into the ground. Ball spills free. Haynes loved his game. Smith. Now they flick it around. Got a man out. Bouncing ball. Cornelio up. Feeds the handball back. Couldn't hit the target. McLean was taken high by Devon Smith on the broadcast wing.
Not a bad result for the Giants, though. Held him up. So he's got to get up, and now they've all been able to flood back. Low ball, though, piercing to Boyd, broken up in the air by Shield. And straight back into the guts of McLean.
Switch.
Handball's off to Johannesson. He wants to go short to Boyd. This is Matty. Outside 50, high ball inside 50. Dixon.
Beautiful kick from Boyd. Beautifully called, JB. It was just,
Play on. He bounced up and will walk in and kick his fourth. Very, very necessary goal there for the Dogs. 10-6-66. Giants 11-8-74. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Well, McLean learnt from his first mistake. He just went long down the line. The ball came back. He got it straight away. Looked in straight away. Got the ball to Boyd. That was a beautifully weighted kick. Straight on the top of the GWS defender. And Dixon said, thank you very much to kick his fourth. They needed to hit back hard. It looked like the game was getting away from them. But this Bulldogs team are brave.
Yep, they've done it every time you think they're starting to get wobbly, Spud. And Dixon's been big with 4. Clay Smith kicked 4 in the opening half. Refused to be denied here, the Bulldogs. That'll be a bad bounce recall. So it's an 8-point ball game. 11-8, 10-6. Biggest lead of the match, 14 points due.
Spot on, swat up.
16:45 to go. For McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy, fall of the ball was Liberatore along with Hopper. They get it free. There's a throw against the Giants, so to go the Bulldogs' way.
Yeah.
Tommy Boyd smack bang in the middle of the square.
Wasn't the central umpire either, guys. He was right on the spot.
So he goes towards Dixon with Shaw, but getting back, Whitfield will take an easy, uncontested mark.
He's been good since quarter time. What's he had in the last 2.5 quarters, Stuart?
Yeah, he's had 17 possessions, Spud.
Hard yakka.
Sure, they've had a great run with the umpies tonight, GWS. Ash, what is that telling us?
Yeah, it's 21-10, the Bulldogs' way, the Freeze.
I think they've copped a bit of a hosing, to be brutally honest. Caleb Daniel back by hand. Dunkley wants to draw a player, get it to Easton Wood, who just got around Patton. He goes back further by hand. Morris. Dangerous ball now. This has got to bounce up. It does okay. And Dalhouse will stick it wide into the hands of Pickett.
15:57 to go. So Liam, broadcast wing. He waits, he's held up. Slight hesitation, now drives it long. Stringer will have a quick look. Wedge between a couple, fall of the ball. Whitfield tried to fend him off. Stringer on his own. Handball down low. Caught it, great gather. Kick was partly smothered towards the top of the square. Through for a rush behind off the hands of Whitfield. And it's back to a 7-point ball game. 66-74, 7.5 gone on the Harvey Norman tick-tock.
Yeah, Stringer grasped the handball. He gets that handball clean, they kick a goal.
Wilson pumps it wide. Beautiful ball for Whitfield. Geez, that's a good kick. That's a 70-metre dart. Hit him on the chest.
Off 2 steps, Jim.
Yep. He's a talented kid, Wilson. As is this boy, Whitfield.
They've both got good boots on these boys.
Trying to drag a switch, but now needs to go down the line. Does so. Scully taken under the footy. Not going to matter. Green just released it long. It ain't in the hands of the general, who dropped a real pud. It just dropped straight out of his hands, and now Easton Wood has it held in. And it's going to be thrown up.
A lot of pressure out there at the moment. Yeah, you just see there in the triple chemist warehouse replay screen. Go.
Straight out of the basket.
Yeah.
So half-forward throw up. Mumford with Tommy Boyd. Mummy goes again. Caleb Daniel. It's been an off night by hands for him. Whitfield had a crack at it, couldn't take it cleanly. They all pile in. Edge of the square, and we'll do it again.
Bulldogs' decision-making in hand swatter hasn't been anywhere near the last 2 weeks, has it?
Thrown up ball, point of the square. In attacker, GWS, Dylan Shield. Just been titanic. He can't get out of the tackle, though, of Picken. Now it's picked up by Scully. Scully forward to Palmer. This is not what he's good at.
Fell off his shin.
And he hacked it straight into the guts of Morris, who goes wide to Caleb Daniel.
That's 50.
And that's going to be called 50.
No, it was just silly.
Yep.
Because now they get a chance to attack. He would have been kicking from 45 out from GWS's goal. Now they have the ball in the wing.
So
Bontempelli back on the ground.
Getting marched towards the outer wing. It's a good 50. Spud said they would have been defending inside their defensive 50. Caleb Daniel for Hardyacker, Ash.
He's had 16 touches, but going at 33% by foot.
Haven't said that often this year. 7-point lead confronting the Bulldogs. Darting ball is good to Dunkley. Dalhouse wanted the handball. Dunkley said, no, I'm going high, I'm going long. Bontempelli! Was he held? No. Kelly, fall of the ball. Pickens got him, but he got a handball off to Davis. Heads towards the safety of the boundary line. Biggs is there. Lob, a good contest. Biggs goes to ground. Lob over the top, ties it up. Matty Boyd comes in, tries to muscle it free. He can't. We'll have it thrown up just inside the field of play.
67-74. Giants lead this game by 7 points. It is as tight as a drum. Palmer went to ground. Daniel's hands were into the ground, and just seeing it out was Tommy Boyd.
Yeah, no, he's throwing inside.
So, almost on the wing, half forward for the Dogs. Nice special comment there from Spuddy. Not really sure what he was attempting.
First mistake for the night,
Ball
of the year
thrown
actually.
in, very short. It's won by Tom Boyd. But the handball was no good to Griffin. Griffin on the left, pumps it long. Lob parked under the footy. It's fisted away from him, right in front of Liam Flanagan down on the boundary from Bob Jane T-Marts. It's going to be thrown in. Next goal massive in this game.
Certainly is. Territory is everything now.
13:33 to go. Spot in the GF next week against Sydney. Boyd, Tom, Mumford. McLean did well. Handball, got it off the Dalhouse. Quickly got it on the boot. Nice use of the body by Bontempelli.
Well
His jumper
done,
was
Bontempelli.
held by Patful.
Just
Been big in the
experience.
second half, Ash.
Yeah, he's had 13 touches.
So he'll drive it long. Stringer's got a couple back. Haynes will leap. Jeez, he
outstanding.
touches it well.
That's his 6th intercept mark for Hardyacker.
And that's not good enough by Stringer. He has to make sure that ball comes to
It's a
ground.
horrible kick from Haynes. Miss Kelly, he was going for by a mile. Dalhouse.
He'll get it back.
Ball's touched. Now it's a real chaos number. Comes to Dunkley. Stripped of it. Stringer tries to get around about 5 and manages to do so. Shovels it back to Johannesen, who has kicked it behind.
The Haynes has just been outstanding in the intercepting, but he just needs to take a deep breath when he gets the ball.
6 points the margin. 10-8 plays 11-8. Giants up. Yeah, disposing of the footies where you get your heart in your mouth.
So Kelly to himself will come towards Mumford. Underneath it is McLean. Full of the ball is Green. They've opened up the back door here, the Dogs. Handball. Chisling kick, great spoil, beautifully done by Morris. They'll reload again, the Dogs. Refuse to give up the opportunity. Loose ball, Green wants a handball target. Maureen Hope got it out to Kelly, flicked it back to Palmer.
Palmer wants to go back to Kelly. He can't get it over McLean, who did brilliantly well. And the footy goes out of play.
Been Rusty Palmer. What's he had, Chua?
Yeah, Reece Palmer, just the 12 possession spud, couple of turnovers.
Not what you want, the Rusty Palm, when you're a young bloke. 74-68. Ball going to be thrown in. Work to the front by Bontempelli. It comes to Dalhouse. Just a high one forward. Not my concern anymore, Sputters. The ball on the deck.
It's mine.
Huge amount of work to do here. Almost Smith for his 5th.
Well done.
The Giants bring it away somehow. Palmer again slow to get to the footy. Huge ball to be won. Shields drifts in. Kelly picked it up. Outside of the boot. Out of play wouldn't be a bad result. It's exactly what happens.
What a cracking contest.
Both teams just, you can feel the pressure of both teams now, just missing targets, panicking a little bit, rushing their possessions.
Yeah, starting to think about what happens if we don't get the win. 11:49 to go. It's been a bruising, pulsating game of footy. Still a long way to go. Cordy handball. Johannesen through traffic. Chips it over the top. Davis takes an easy mark. The last couple of entries inside 50, Duck and Spud have been poor.
Well, the intercept marking from these guys through Davis and Haynes has been terrific.
Davis goes for Kelly in the air. It's fisted away from him. Wilson at the front of all of that. Haynes as well. Dalhouse kept the footy in.
Done.
That's got to be a throw, surely. It's run down by Clay Smith, who gets it long and wide. Almost a Stringer. Still involved Dixon. Do they keep it in? The Dogs? No.
Yeah,
And it's out of play.
I'd like to have a look at that on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Well, let's have a look. There's the handball. Oh, well, no, it's a handball.
They've got it camped in there, forward 50, the Dogs. Mumford. Hunter tackled well. Bontempelli. McRae from the pocket. Goal! Slams into the bottom of the post. It's back to a 5-point ball game. Giants hanging on. Dogs pressing.
Oh, both coaches. There's not a lot they can do because this is just a really good contest now.
Dylan Shield, his numbers please, Ash.
Yeah, Hardyacker stats, JP. Dylan Shields racked up 26.
Still got to take the game on though. There's still 11 minutes left in the game.
High and wide, lob in good shape. He's taken under the footy, he'll get a free.
Yeah, it's a lazy free kick. Instead of a ball up 60 metres out from goal, now he's going to drive it into their half-forward line for GWS.
Always looking to switch from here, the Giants, but nothing on, so he's got to advance it down the wing. Does so, just loping, long ball, no mark taken, near the boundary, and now it goes out half-forward for the Giants.
You've got Stringer that's run down the ground to cover Shaw. What Stringer has to do now is he's got to run back to the forward line. Make Shaw chase him back the other way.
Shelby Powell special comments. Wayne Carey, Danny Frawley. Shelby Powell designed to improve your performance. Throw in. Out of half-back flank. McRae handball. Daniel works the boundary line with a centering ball off the outside of the boot. And the mark is taken by Kelly.
Very good, Kelly. What's he had, Stuart?
Yeah, 29 touches.
29.
Might be Wilson, actually, who has the footy, and he goes wide. Marking contest, gets to the back of everyone, and as the 50-metre arc hits the boundary line, that's where the ball's going to be thrown in half forward for the Giants, who lead this game by 5 points. And we've got 10 minutes left.
Both coaches looking very tense up there in the Triple M Chemist Warehouse.
To the front, look away. Dev Smith tries to get out of a tackle and handballs it into the path of Kelly. Kelly to Griffin, who went to ground. Now they can come away, the Dogs. Matty Boyd got a handball to McRae. McRae got a handball to Dunkley, who's taken in a tackle. Should have been holding the ball, nothing doing. Now Johannesson's off.
And he tears away, has a bounce, gives the shimmy, then a shake, and he's got the Bont. Half forward, big play. They trail by 5. He gathers 40, 30, 20, goal. Dogs lead.
Bontempelli forward.
1 point ball game. They look gone, they look finished, and they bounce back again.
How good was Boyd? The intercept handball in the back pocket, read it beautifully, and then Johannesson's run. That is superb. And how does the Bont find that much space?
Well, he's just in class.
I'll tell you how he does. Because they're running forward. They had the footy. And then Boyd gets the intercept. So they're going one way. They get the intercept. Johannesson's run. Great goal.
Back to the lead by a point, the Dogs. And we have 9.5 left.
What's he had since he's gone forward, Bontempelli, Stuart?
Yeah, he's had 11 possessions, Spud.
I don't know why, but as this game gets tighter, I just think the Dogs are going to get there. Dylan Shield with a rare mistake. Caleb Daniel went and got it. Gave it to McLean. Not a great ball forward, McRae. And with him, he's Shaw. And the boundary will win out. No. Dalhouse coughed it up. Gave it to Scully. Scully to Dev Smith. Oh, look at Boyd also standing strong. Now Caleb Daniel can win the footy. Inside 50 with a low punching Nurry. Missed Cordy. Now, Green not really wanting to dispose of the ball. A push not paid. And it's about 55 out from the Dogs' goal.
They've been good on those, the umpire, where the players diving forward, JB. They haven't paid any of those pushing in the back. They've been consistent on that all day.
Dogs by point, 8:54 to go. Spot against the Swans in next week's grand final. Bontempelli, he's on his own inside 51 out, can't keep it in, along with Tomlinson.
Well, I like that matchup, Spotter. I like that matchup for Bontempelli. Tomlinson, a little bit static. Bontempelli at ground level, turn him inside out.
Great territory position here for the Dogs, who lead this game by a point. One forward through a couple of sets of hands. Bontempelli's taken to ground. And it's going to be thrown up.
Just a sidelight, JB. Spotless Stadium has run out of beer at half-time.
Out of beer?
Yep.
Crikey.
The Western Bulldogs supporters are not happy.
You wouldn't be if you made the trip up.
They've travelled up by scooter.
Clay Smith just sits a high ball up. Bontempelli going back with a flight. Davis a big defensive fist. Caleb Daniel on the left. It lands with Cordy, who kicks a goal. Got 2.
Wow.
Dogs by 7 points. What is this?
Caleb Daniel. We talk about having a quiet sort of a game, but his last half, for Hard Yakka, even his last quarter, he has been everywhere, little Caleb Daniel.
Yeah, Sparty's racked up 16 disposals in the second half, 8 in this quarter.
Well, he's been absolutely outstanding.
He's been a little bit fumbly today.
Yeah,
he hasn't been as clean as what he has been.
Quarter does.
He's willed himself.
Yep.
That's what he does. That's what this whole team does.
Yep.
8:14 to go this final term of a prelim. We have a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay. Cordy snaps his second. When Green kicked his third at the 3.5-minute mark of the term, they trailed by 14.
Oh, the body language of GWS. There's a little bit of...
heads down.
No, it's just a bit of shock, Swatter. That's what it is.
They've conceded the last 3 goals. The Giants for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy. Pickin was clobbered high accidentally by his former teammate. And he's been pinged for holding the ball. It'll go to Whitfield. He's keen to move it on. He drives it inside 50. Cameron No mark. Does the spoiling. Green the roving out the back door. Patton takes the mark.
What?
Did he play on?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. What a magnificent passage of play. Really good contested mark from Patton. He nearly played on Swatter. His momentum had him going towards the goal, but he
didn't think it was 15.
Yeah, what a kick. What a kick this is.
21,790. He played a quiet role last week when Cameron, 2 weeks ago, tore the Swans a newie. Now it's the Patton's chance. Steps up and has kicked his fourth. Can you believe this game of footy?
What a game.
It is seesawing back and forth, and it's back to a 1-point ball game. 11-8, 12-8, 80 to 12-9, 81, 20 and a half gone. Final term, Dogs with their noses in front on the Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Yeah, and Mumford's had 4-minute spell, so Leon Cameron,
he's on.
He's put his big ruckman on the bench for 3 or 4 to have a spell to play the last 7.5 minutes.
What are the centre clearances, man? Pretty even?
They are just 12 to 10. The Giants way hard, Yaka.
It's a big one, this one.
There's a free player behind the ball for each team. You got Biggs for the Bulldogs, and I think it's Haynes or Shaw for GWS.
I don't know why, if this game stays tight, Duck. I just like the Dogs.
Yeah, I'm with you, JB.
I like their ability to just find a way. Mumford Boyd, Shield, just hacked it towards the wing. Big ball to win. Picken did brilliantly well. He did really well. Gave it on to Johannesson, the running machine. Inside 50 he goes. Long ball, could have been marked by Tomlinson. In the end he fisted it out. Good spot for the Dogs.
Yeah, really good.
What about Picken?
Yeah,
he just.
You know, he's got grit. That's what he's got.
He's got
grit.
heart.
Grit.
Well, it's been played in the right manner today. It's been tough. It's been tight. There's been spot fires everywhere, and it's a 1-point ball game. 7:06 to go. Final term. Mumford, Boyd. Head over the ball was McRae. Tries to get a handball off to his teammate and Smith. Liberatore's there. Got a kick under a bit of pressure. In hope. Dunkley flies. McRae threw a hand at it. Couple of Dogs collide. McLean got a handball. Bontempelli! Round the corner. Arcs towards the pocket. Cordy's there. Had it. Bounced off his head. Haynes is desperate. Smith comes in again. Keeps it alive. Gives a handball to Cordy.
Not sure how he got rid of it, Cordy. Not going to matter. The ball bounces in front of Dunkley. Retreating handball to Johannesson, who is a big-time player from a long way out. Johannesson has missed. A behind makes it a 2-point spread in favour of the Dogs.
His run in this quarter has been terrific, Johannesson. His willingness to take the game on has been terrific.
So Williams up the middle, risky kick, but he got it. No, Canelio dropped the pill, a little bit shaky under a hot ball above his head. We'll have it thrown up between the back edge of the square and the 50-metre arc too.
Just with Johannesson, Spud, 6 possessions, but 302 metres in terms of his net metres gained by disposal.
They've waited 65 years to make a grand final. They can almost taste it. They trail by 2. Scully clears it towards Cameron on the outer wing.
Cameron, who's done absolutely bugger all.
Nothing, JB.
Just crumbled to the ground. That kick's touched. So now Palmer's got a job to do out wide. Also out there, Hunter did nicely by hand to get it back to McLean. McLean's kick out in the full.
Yeah, just had to go long down the line. What have we got? 5 minutes, 50 seconds left in the clock. Bulldogs lead by 2.
So the heater to bring it in. Will it be the grit of this amazing team or the class of GWS that prevails in this last 5 minutes? Long goes Shaw to a massive pack of players. Front and centre, Canelio unable to control it. And he went to the boundary and it goes over. In fact, it was Griffin, and he gets to his knees.
Territory. Yeah, they've gained 80 metres here, GWS.
5:42 to go.
1-on-1
lead, Dogs way. Half forward throw in for the Giants. Out of side. Mumford, Bontempelli, third man up. Into the waiting arms of Scully. Ridden into the back by Hunter. He'll get the free kick on the outer wing. In fact, that looks to be Toby Green.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
He goes long inside
Good
50.
kick.
Big lob, hands to it, couldn't take it. Palmer came in. Dev Smith run down. Scully went to grab the pill. A couple got hold of him. It's about 25 out. Scrambled footy.
Gee, what about the contest with Scully and Clay Smith? Clay Smith's like a human battering ram.
2-point lead, Dogs, but it's inside forward 50 for the Giants. Late stages of the prelim. Ball's out wide. Cameron! He's kicked a goal. No, it's across the face. Back to 1 point. 8-10, 8-9. Dogs in the lead.
I tell you what, and I've mentioned the umpires a few times. I think they've been pretty good, but they've put the whistle away with holding the ball.
Yeah, they have. But anyway, they're consistent.
Johannesson darts the ball. He's got his man Easton Wood, the standing skipper. Murphy watches on. Wood goes long towards the outer half, back flank over the top. Bontempelli.
What a star.
Big grab.
He summed up the moment, Duck and Spud, and he knows his team needs some inspiration.
That's just summing it up as a half forward.
12-9, 12-8 is that proper score. Bontempelli goes down the line, not a great kick. Kicks
Well,
it
that's
straight to
50.
Palmer. That's very close to 52.
Dilly was 50. Lockie Hunter tipped the ball out of his hand, but
So Palmer, long ball back from whence it came. Patton at the back, should have marked it in the end, had good access to it. Bontempelli, in fact it was Easton Wood, grabbed his head. And he goes to ground and they descend on top of him. So we've got 4 minutes and 14 seconds left. Dogs lead this game by a point.
as we know, if it's a draw, extra time.
Yep.
Mumford down and then went and got his own ball. Got it back to Griffin. Taken in a tackle but released Scully. Scully released Patfull. Patfull back to Big Mummify. Off a step. Dangerous forwards here. Lob at the back. Just didn't quite get to him. It comes to Toby Green. The left foot snap misses. We're all tied up. It is 82 apiece in the prelim.
So if it is locked away at the end of the game, Spud, we have 2 5-minute periods.
And then if it's still even, then swat up.
Yep.
Golden point, golden score.
Unbelievable. Stage is set. 82 points apiece, 3:51 to go. Ball towards Cordy, carries the back of the pack in front of Whitfield and Smith.
I know it sounds strange, but this game deserves a draw. I know it won't end it with a draw, but
John Longmire will hope it's a draw.
yeah, he will.
He'll hope they go for another extra time and golden point. That goes for another 10 minutes.
So we have it thrown in. 82 points apiece. It comes to Wilson. The smother was outstanding from Picken. He continues to burrow under. Gives a handball off the Liberatore. Hoiks a high ball towards Dunkley. Haynes the big leap.
Oh, slapped into a dangerous spot. Liberatore's got it. They're out the back. McRae has taken the mark. Oh, no. No, it's paid.
Yeah,
I thought for a second it wasn't going to be paid. It is. Now then.
Cornelio JB was the one that tapped the ball forward for GWS to 3 or 4 Bulldogs on their own.
What a massive kick this is.
Well,
it is huge.
Yep, big.
He is about 30 out, 25, 30 out, not much angle.
Put him down.
He sticks this through. We've got 3 minutes left and they're a goal up.
Kicked just the 1 goal this year, Spud. 20 games.
Yeah, just put him down for Swatter.
Even a point is enormous in the context, but a goal's bigger. So McRae from the set shot. The kick is there.
Wow.
Goal Dogs. They lead it by 6 points, 3 minutes left.
Well, it's nearly theirs to lose now. They're 6 points up with 2 minutes 52 left on the clock. Luke Beveridge, he's ringing the changes. I think he'll flip one behind the ball. He's got to.
It's too early.
Well, I don't think so.
You need 1 more point, Spud, and then you're rolling
too
back.
early, Spud.
Well, I would have thought if GWS win the centre clearance, I would rather have an outnumbered situation behind the ball.
Well, they've listened to you, Spud, because at the moment you've got 4 forwards. And you've got Dogs players like Caleb Daniel pushing back.
Well, GWS win the centre clearance under pressure. They're kicking to an outnumbered situation by 2.
If the Dogs win it, then they just kick it down the throat of GWS.
They'll kick it sideways. They'll kick it out to the other wing.
28 and a half play. Dogs lead by 6. Mumford goes hard against Boyd. It's off the back of the square. Shaw tumbles it to Johannesson. Dropped the pill. Smith showed it. Stepped around. Shot on goal for the quick reply. Misses behind. It's a 5-point ball game. Can you believe this? 2:38 to go.
Jeez, they can't cough it up now, the Dogs.
No.
They cannot cough this footy up.
Well, GWS have to man up. They have to man up. Just force the Bulldogs to kick long to a contest.
Paddy Boyd to himself, and he does exactly that. Spud punches it long. Heath Shaw's just got to spoil the footy. He does so. Griffin was smothered. Patfull went to get it. They descend on top of him. There's going to be a stoppage. Point of the goal square. GWS in their forward half.
If Griffin had his time again, I know he's under pressure at a player out the back for a handball, but under extreme pressure.
Slapped wide. Caleb Daniel went and got it. The kick forward's going to work. McLean's got to get hold of it. He gets taken in a tackle and dispossessed. Wilson went and got it. McLean on top of him. Is that a holding the ball decision that's not paid? The footy goes out of play. We've got 2 minutes left, Schwatter.
Yeah, like that ball, the bounce of the ball just went a little bit high, Schwatter. Otherwise, you run onto that footy.
2:08 to go. 5-point lead, Dogs, Spud.
Numbers behind the ball, Bullies.
Throw in
3
half
extras.
forward. Griffin over the top into the path of Whitfield. Tackle from Daniel was good. Dogs, can they hang on? Big's got a handball from Smith. Pumps it towards Stringer. Dixon with courage. Patfull attacked it. Loose ball. Wilson the gather. Then the kick is brilliant.
Numbers in the middle for the GWS Footy Club. Scully runs the arc and then pounds it long. Stuck under the footy is, I think it was Green, unable to take it. Now Davis has a lash at it. Cameron and Davis. Davis, hands and knees. It gets through the head of Whitfield. Desperate defending here from the Dogs. Now they've got the outnumber. Clay Smith. Footy goes over. Good work, Western Bulldogs defenders.
I know Scully kicked the ball long. If he had a look lateral, he had 3 players to his left. Now, he's under pressure, I know that, but yeah, if he made the right decision, they could have ran in and kicked the goal then.
1:28 to go. 5-point lead. Shaw goes up third man. Dogs have numbers at the fall of the ball. McLean somehow got it to Smith. Off to Bontempelli, who's been huge. 1-on-1. Dixon with Patfull. Ball goes out of bounds off the spoil of Patfull. Precious seconds off the clock, Spud. 1:14 to play. 83-88. Dogs with their noses in front.
Well, they just have to get a possession, the Dogs. They just have to get hold of the footy.
You watch this Dogs mob go absolutely nuts if it falls their way. High tackle on McLean. There it is.
They'll go backwards now. They've got numbers behind the ball.
You have to just hit your target.
Just be in control. There you go. Be in control.
That's it. Sideways.
And they'll go backwards.
A minute left.
Here we go.
They are going to go all the way back.
This is the 2 behind the ball. Well done, Luke Beveridge.
So a short sideways one to Dunkley. This isn't always his go.
Take your 30 seconds.
It's 49 seconds and counting, I reckon.
Just dump it long down the line now.
That's exactly what he does. He goes long for Stringer. It gets to the back of everyone. McRae handball. Right out the back's Tommy Boyd. And now the package. Stringer runs in. Squaring ball. They're through to a granny.
There it is.
They're playing a grand final, the Dogs. He takes every second. The clock is irrelevant. And the Dogs are playing in a grand final.
Yep, he's going to take his 18 seconds. There's 15 left.
The siren's going to sound and it's all over.
He can actually pass the ball if he wants to.
Tory Dixon has kicked 4, this to make it 5, but it doesn't matter.
The siren's going to go in 2 seconds, guys.
They're through to a granny. The first time since 1961, the Western Bulldogs are playing in an AFL-VFL grand final. The ball hits the post, it doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Pandemonium at Spotless Stadium. The Dogs are through. What about this finals performance? They go to Perth and Poleaxe West Coast. They go to the MCG and eliminate the team that won the last 3 flags. Then they come on the road again and win a prelim final at Spotless Stadium. You cannot say anything, but this is an incredible performance by the Western Bulldogs.
Oh, we're privileged to sit up here. Beautifully called, JB and Swatter. Well done, Chua. There was just Liam on the boundary line for Bob Jane teammates. What an absolute privilege, Duck. A privilege to see. It was just absolutely pandemonium on the bench there. All the support staff, have a look at them getting around there at the big dance at the MCG against Sydney. Is it the first time, since 61, Swatter?
Yep.
1961.
Here from Marcus Bontempelli.
We're wrapped. That's the feeling right there for us so far in most of our careers. And we're into a granny, mate, so we're wrapped.
Was that one of the most incredible last quarters you've ever been involved in? The momentum both ways, but you did it.
Mate, it's hard to really come to terms with it as soon as the siren goes because you're totally exhausted. And that last quarter is one of the hardest quarters I've played on. You just got to keep yourself going. keep getting the ball to go your way and hang on.
All year you guys have overcome so much. You're playing away. It's a spotless stadium against a team that was supposed to overpower you, and at times throughout the game it looked like they would, but you never gave up, did you?
Yeah, we've written our own history here tonight. Not many would have expected it from us, and we're not too fussed that we're the underdog, and we've got that many people here supporting us. The Raw is incredible. We owe it to every single one of these people here with us.
Oh, mate, enjoy it, soak it up. Good luck next week. You're going to a granny.
What a superstar.
Bontempelli, and a quiet game became a big game with a final quarter goal and set up another one. So they have got a week to look forward to. And I tell you what, there's so many stories coming out of this. One of them, Duck, will unfortunately be the miss 50 from Dalhouse. The Giants fans and observers of this game will point out that that was close to a certain goal. And let's hear from Clay Smith.
Here tonight, what a moment this is for you guys.
It's unbelievable, mate. From where we've come from, it's just, we're written off probably at the start of the final series going over there. We've just overcome so much. Lost one of my best mates on Monday during the week, so this game's for Daisy and I fucking love him.
Really sad to hear that, and now our thoughts are with you. You've had to overcome so much throughout your career. Your knee reconstructions, obviously, is what you've just mentioned there on Monday. You're a tough man, mate.
Mate, footy does wonders, mate. I've been through some dark times, but it's all worth it when we're going to a grand final next week, and we don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to give it our all and we'll see what happens.
It's a pretty special bunch of blokes you play with as well. That last quarter, Jack McRae having to kick that goal to nail it. Special efforts all round.
That's finals footy. That's ice in the veins, and he goes all right, old Jacko. But we've got 22 absolute rippers out there that play for each other, play for the coach. Bevo's unreal. For the supporters here, it's absolutely amazing.
Enjoy the week. It's going to be huge. Good luck next Saturday. Well done tonight.
3-metre.
As hard as they come, Clay Smith. What an absolute terrific performance. And tell you what, Joe, there's a few class acts out there. I just want a special mention to Leon Cameron. Walked around, shook every Western Bulldog senior coach, assistant coaches, and every Bulldogs player. I think, well done, Leon. He'd be gutted, absolutely gutted, but class in defeat. Well done, son.
Obviously great heritage at that footy club too as a player, of course. And Clay Smith just explaining the passing of a great friend in a car accident and what the game meant to him. So that's very good, as I think Matty Boyd might be on the microphone.
We're so proud of our boys, our footy club, for what we've sort of come from and the adversity we've faced over the last couple of years. And I'm just so wrapped with our young teammate, my young teammates, and some of our old boys too.
Well, you played in preliminary finals. You had that shot at it, missed out on it, and the team fell to the bottom of the ladder. Were there times there where you never thought you'd see this moment ever again?
Yeah, there were. There were some serious doubts about whether I'd get the opportunity and we'd get the opportunity to play in the grand final. But you know, the resilience that this group's shown is just unbelievable, and I'm just so proud to wear these colours and be a part of it.
And the noise that we're hearing right now, the fans who've made the trip up here, the fans who are watching at home just love everything you guys do. They're a special bunch too, because they've stuck with you through thick and thin.
Absolutely. I mean, the most loyal, dedicated supporters you can hope for. I thought it was a Bulldog home game tonight. I really did. The supporters came out in droves and really got behind us, and they've been sticking behind us. It's been what, I don't know, 50 odd years, 60 years since we played in the grand final, so it's one to go.
55 years it is. You're going to a grand final. Well done tonight, mate. Enjoy the week.
For the host broadcaster talking to Matty Boyd, the veteran. So just explaining that Clay Smith situation. 4 goals, including the first one of the match, where he then recognised the armband that he was wearing for a mate who's just passed in a car accident. So a tremendously sad day has a somewhat silver lining for Clay Smith. So these Dogs are through to their first grand final in 55 years. And they've done it the hard way, as I said. 2 travelling finals wins, one of them in a prelim. It's just emphatic.
It is. And what more can you say about this group than we haven't said already over the last couple of weeks? They got challenged today. At times they were outrun. They looked like they were going to get overtaken. They got that goal that they needed. And you summed it up a few times in that last quarter, JB. You just said
you did.
The closeness of this, you just get the feeling, the Dogs, it's been... You know what, it's been a year. I reckon I've written them off at least 4 times this year. I said there's no way they can win the grand final. The amount of heartache. You see the guys out there on the ground now, the Wallaces and the Murphys and all of these guys that we know that have had season-ending injuries, and we've just gone, they just can't do it without those guys. But you can't measure heart, and I reckon this side's got more heart than any other team in the comp, and they showed it again today.
Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard at the final siren. By the way, check out the new Electrolux range of Fresh Plus refrigerators.
Oh dear.
At Harvey Norman, it is 13-11, 89 to 12-11, 83, 6 points for the Western Bulldogs at the final siren. And as you just heard, they're playing in their first grand final in 55 years. And that is wonderful. And it will make for an unbelievable finals week too now, with the Dogs at Melbourne Club obviously taking on the Sydney Swans.
Oh, there's no doubting that. You can just see all the support staff. Even the president is out there with the players, and it's great to see. Robert Murphy's out there as well. And look, there's a few tears from Robert Murphy. You can understand why. It'll be tears of joy, but there'll be a fair bit of tinge of sadness, because he's not going to get there to the big dance on the weekend.
It's such an emotional time. And I know, look, this is really emotional, but believe it or not, they've got to keep a lid on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. They've actually got to really calm down. I mean, Murph and the president are out there now, and they're doing all of this, which is great. I understand there's a lot of emotion. They've got another game now.
Yep.
You've really got to keep your emotions in check, and you know what? They've celebrated, they've gone around, they've thanked their fans for coming, but, you know, the Murphy going around, and I understand he's emotional, but he, as the captain,
very important couple of minutes with
absolutely has to get out there. He's got to be the one just saying, calm down now. You know what? Great win. You know what? We'll think about it a lot tonight, but let's just settle down. We have now got a grand final, and we've got to prepare ourselves for that.
You two blokes know, having been there yourselves, and this is just one of the great stories, you know, the Western Bulldogs.
And that sounds harsh. And that's,
no, I know exactly.
I know it's just so emotional, and there's so many people emotional down there. You just don't want this to be their GF.
He's got to control this, Duck. I'm with you 100% right now. And I'm not being critical, but you're behaving as though you've won the grand final. It's a really important period where Lukey Beveridge just needs to get this under control and refocus on what happens over the next 7 days.
All right, Liam Flanagan will be down there, and he'll be right amongst this song, which they will pound out. So, ecstatic scenes in the Western Bulldogs rooms. I always feel Schwatter devastated for the loser of a prelim. It's such a harsh game to lose. But, but with this other mob, you know that they're going to have 4, 5, 6, 7 cracks at it. Yep. They've got that much talent that I still feel for them, but nowhere near as badly as maybe you would for another club that had this day happen.
And I also think, Jim, that sometimes you've got to get really close to the ultimate to understand what's required to find some further improvement. And I think that they'll learn from this. You could see after the game, a lot of the Giants players were in tears. They're young men, they're developing, they're playing good footy. But that will drive them through summer, which will motivate them to say, you know what, we understand the bitter disappointment of a loss. We were so close. We were a goal away from a grand final spot, but that'll be the focus that'll push them through to a bigger and better now 2017.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. They'll be better for the experience this year, and they will come back and they will have their time.
Oh, their time's coming.
Yep.
Make no mistake. Hey, Spud, really impressed with Tommy Boyd's performance today in the absence of Jordan Ruffhead in that second term. Went off and had to carry the load basically all afternoon against the Man Mountain in Mummy. No,
he's outstanding, Swatter, and it was just a great game. Look, Mumford probably got the honours, but he held up. He really did held up. The thing I liked about his second efforts, he actually kept the body on Mumford and didn't allow Mumford to really get into a Bontempelli or a Hunter or a Liberatore to take them out like he did against Sydney. So I think that was a really good performance. You know, Dalehouse was absolutely outstanding. I thought Johannesson's run in the last quarter.
Yeah, amazing.
He was the one that said, guys, we're only going to win this if we take the game on. And as Chua said, I think he had 7 disposals and 400 metres gained in the last quarter. So an absolute terrific performance. Duck, I'll let you talk about Picken. I love him, but I know you love him as well.
Oh, he's a gun. He's an absolute gun. He's turned himself into a run-with player that, got a bit of the footy to becoming... He imposes himself on games. He's a match winner. There you go. I would have him ahead of plenty of accumulators.
Well, it was his run off half back that set up the goal to Bontempelli.
What about the desire and the want with the centre clearance where he chased it out here, outrun the GWS boys, Whitfield to get to the footy again and then get it on again. He epitomises, I think, this group.
What about when you look in the half forward line? You've got Clay Smith and Liam Picken. You think if they were Rottweilers, they'd have hold of your leg and they wouldn't let go. They're just rippers.
Listen to the footy review for DeWalt Guaranteed Tough, available of course at Bunnings Warehouse. And for Exetel NBN Broadband, we appreciated the host broadcaster Channel 7 giving us access to some of the stars of the Western Bulldogs, who have now got such an exciting week ahead. Ash has had to go. Do we need to do the Herald Sun Supercoach player points update anywhere, or we can't because he's taken his computer with him?
He's off to Avalon.
We're unable to do that. He's heading to Avalon, of course. And every week head to afl.com.au, place your vote for the Coates Hire Goal of the Year. So many stories to come out, as I said, of this game, but the main one is the fairy tale that is the Western Bulldogs, and another one happening in the NRL with the Sharks, who I think are almost as long out of a... In fact, I'm not sure they've won one in their history.
1-1, Jim.
No, exactly. So they're through to the NRL Grand Final as well. Down to you, Liam Flanagan.
Boys, it is pandemonium down here. There's celebrations. The backslappers paradise at the moment. We've got... all the assistant coaches are in tears. Rowan Smith barely able to control himself. Daniel G in Syracuse was shedding a few tears down here as well. It is amazing scenes at the moment. The boys sung that song, as you heard, with plenty of gusto. Jordan Roughead, was an interesting one. Standing in the circle, a little bit subdued. He does have a big welt under that right eye that he copped from the footy. But as you can hear, boys, it's amazing scenes down here, and they're really looking forward to this first grand final in a very long time.
Well, that's going to be a big story, Liam. There's no doubt, Roughead, whether he's able to recover. And obviously their VFL team are playing in the grand final tomorrow, I believe. That's right, tomorrow. Against Casey. So there'll be a couple of boys there, Swatter, thinking, am I an opportunity to get a game of AFL footy at the grand final if Roughead, let's hope he does come up, but that'll be the big story for them injury-wise. I don't think, and Liam will go through it, there didn't look like anyone else to me out in the ground for the Bullies that are going to be struggling.
Oh, it's just amazing, isn't it? You wonder, Duck, by the end of next week, what the story will be. Will it be the Dogs played their grand final the week before, or will it be this huge wave of momentum has ridden them all the way to the shore from the first final in Perth? And that's happened before. Collingwood 1990, a great example of that. Not the best team on the year by a mile, but when they got into September, they just week by week found a way.
Oh, I think grand finals and teams that have won grand finals are littered with teams that have just put it together at the right time, and clearly they've played their best footy. I thought they were actually a little bit off today, I must say. Their hands are a little bit off. They made poor decisions. They didn't use the ball as well as what they have in the last couple of weeks, but it's just that want. It's just that desire and that heart that we talk about.
Now, Melbourne listeners, straight after we wrap up here at Spotless, we go to Amy Park for the Storm Raiders prelim. That game's 14 minutes old, by the way. 0-0 as we speak for a spot in the granny against the Sharks. And as you heard from Wayne Schwass, they have never won a grand final. So two incredible grand final stories in the two big winter comps here in Australia. But the Dogs fans, what about, they've all got up here en masse. What about the
noise
night they're going to have tonight and the trip they're going to have home, Spud?
Well, it's amazing. We talked about it, Doug. Everything fell in a row for them today because they've played it interstate. They've probably had the loudest noise out in the ground. So when you play an interstate final, prelim final, it was terrific. And look, you look at GWS, there's a couple of stories out of that, guys. Jeremy Cameron's performance tonight. He's got, unfortunately, 6 months to get over that game. It was insipid at best.
Liam Flanagan, back down to you.
Boys, if there was any issue of complacency and concern that the Dogs weren't ready for next week, Ben Graham is currently clearing out all the friends and family from the dressing room. The report is that the bus for the players will leave in 20 minutes, so they are planning to get straight back to Melbourne as soon as possible to get ready for next weekend.
Well done, Liam.
And that's Liam.
That's good from Ben Graham. That's what needs to be happening, Duck. That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
By the way, for Macca's, play the Monopoly game for a 1 in 5 chance to win great prizes instantly, including I should say, tickets to the big dance. So that is coming your way. Now, the Petters Performance Star Best on Ground Award. We're just getting the thoughts of the boys rather than emphatic sort of votes. Who did we think were the best players tonight?
Clay Smith for mine, JB. Some of his contests that he didn't even win were terrific. He kicked 4 goals. I thought Dalhouse was probably their most consistent performer. Matty Boyd played pretty well. Johannesson in the second half. I thought Bontempelli, when he went forward, was a really inspired move from Beveridge. And Dixon as well, kicking 3, probably could have kicked 5.
I'll just make it easy for you. Team. They are just a very, very good team.
Yeah, and the other mob, Dylan Shield, I thought back after
he was
the
good.
game.
Dylan Scully was good. Scully's run, I think Josh Kelly was terrific. Whitfield after
Patton kicking 4, good effort.
Yep, they will come again, no doubt about it. And as Schwatter said, sometimes you need to lose a heartbreaker to maybe come back bigger, better, stronger, faster, and they certainly will. All right, we can go here, but just a reminder. Firstly, we're going to Amy Park next for the Storm and Raiders game, 0-0 as we speak. Tomorrow, VFL, we're going to cover that on Triple M, the VFL Grand Final, and Adelaide listeners, the Sandford Grand Final. So enjoy all of that. Well done, Duck.
Thanks.
Well done, Duck.
Well done, Spuddy boy.
Thank you. Well done, JB.
Great calling, Schwatter.
Well done,
Jim.
Schwatter.
And well done to the Western Bulldogs. First grand final in 55 years. They won this game by 6 points. For McDonald's, Triple M have rocked the prelim finals.